Salute, man. We back
What's,
for another one.
what's going on, nation? What's going on, Jason?
Oh man, another beautiful weekend. It's been a long week. Just ready to talk some ball.
Yeah, I saw you on the game show with Avocasi and them guys. Yeah, you did just as good as I did. I think you only got 27 points, so you actually beat my record.
Yeah. Well, as people that lose always say, it's not all about points all the time.
Exactly. It's like it's not really win or lose, it's how you play the game,
Exactly.
which is a loser's way of saying things.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like, knowing me, I'm very competitive, definitely want to win everything, but today definitely was not my day.
Sometimes things happen, and you can't predict that. So, what's going on today?
Oh, we got a very, very special guest today, man. We've been trying to get this going for a couple weeks, but he's a very busy man. Has great shows. He's with the Raider Syndicate. You guys know him, love him. We appreciate his content. Let's bring to the stage the Raider Rundown.
Man, what's happening, man? What's going on, man? Appreciate y'all for letting me on this show, man. Of course, man, been seeing what y'all been doing, and it's definitely been fire. Like you said, man, it's been a long time coming, but definitely glad we can connect now, man, for sure.
Definitely.
Well, we understand that because being a new daddy, you gotta do them daddy duties.
Hey, man,
I've been a new father.
Man.
I've been a new father in some years, so I still understand how that works. So
hey, sometimes things you just can't get out of, man.
Yeah, that's it. Be responsible.
This has been a good year for family. It's perfect timing too. Everything's these good things are happening as the team is getting better, changing, upgrading, improving, as we should have been doing a long time ago, but we're doing it right now. So
exactly.
Yes. So like I said, this is my first show, I believe, well, since the show before, but this is kind of a catch-up show. These are some of the things that were kind of going on that everyone's talking about.
Right.
Like the second surgery is crazy. You know what I mean, for Wilkins, but we're in a position where we haven't had him for that long anyway. We've always been going to replace that DT position, and here we go back to kind of square one. But at least we have a little bit more depth at the position. But yeah, that's definitely going to be because we had plans on this line with everybody all together, and once again something kind of put a snag in that plan.
Exactly.
That's the key right there. We just said depth. Finally, we have depth, because before we had no depth. One guy go down, then you got the third string guy or the practice squad guy coming in there who is not ready to play. So now we have some pieces in there. So
I agree with that, man. Like, for me, it's always been a concern. Like, and I know a lot of people are like, well, calm down. It's just, June or July, going into July. So who really cares or whatever? I hear that, oh yeah, he's a veteran. So, how much training camp does he really need? We got to remember, man, like, this is a foot injury on a 300-pound human being. This ain't no light-footed man. Like, this is a big dude. And we talking about a Jones fracture, which is basically damn near in the middle, right, of where the foot is. So at that point, bro, like, that's talking about your push off. That's talking about you getting power off that foot. I mean, if he don't have a training camp, we all know how that goes, man. Even with the conditioning and how that goes, it's gonna take him a while to even get back into football shape. If he just goes straight into week one, like, it's just not gonna be the same. He's gonna have to take a minute. And then here, there's gonna be a bunch of fans. It's like, well, oh, Wilkins sucks and blah blah blah. Why does he suck? Well, everybody putting pressure on him to hurry up, play. Which, I think I talked about it yesterday, bro. If he needs a second surgery, I say shut him down for the rest of the season. It is what it is, bro.
Yeah,
shut him down for the rest of the season. That's my humble opinion. I know some people may disagree, but for me, I wasn't expecting playoffs or bust this year anyway. That wasn't even my expectation. I'm still at like 8 or 9 wins, and that don't get us into the playoffs. You feel what I'm saying? So at that point, I'm fine with that, because next year I expect us to get into the playoffs. That's the real push, and when we can get real free agents and things like that. So yeah, I think if he needs a second surgery, man, shut him down, bro. It's a wrap. We got depth. Let the young dudes play, so next year they'll have more experience.
Yeah, that's true. That's facts right there. Yeah, because like you said, to get off, to push off, you got the other 300-pound guys pushing on him. You got to make sure he's anchored down. And if it's that bad, he won't be able to anchor down to get that put that push off. So like it's the second surgery, they say be out for 9 games. Well, then there's 7 left or 8 left? Just let him rest. If you want to bring him maybe towards the end, like a little bit here, do it there, but don't rush him back. That's all we need is like a career-ending injury. We don't need that.
Yeah,
okay.
Oh,
go ahead.
Well, no, I was gonna say it just reminds me of last year with Colton Miller, how like he had the surgery and then he wasn't as strong as he was because he probably couldn't work out as much as he could because he was healing. So I think if he does have the surgery, it's gonna take time for him to work his legs to be able to even build himself up to be ready for this season. So yeah, it's gonna be tough.
I messed it up because you gotta call a spade a spade. There are gonna be some fans that think it's like Madden, where he can just come in and then, he back to it. You know what I mean? Like, nah, bro. It don't work like that. It's just this real life, bro. If you're not, first of all, he can't even do anything. Hey, you good, Alpha Kasi? The show was fire, by the way. I was tapping in too. But he can't even do anything off this injury. That's number one, right? He cannot do anything. So that means he can't work out. He can't condition. So even conditioning is going to be a factor where he's got to get back and get in win. Now, rotation, sure, right? But you're not paying that man the amount of money he's playing or he's getting paid to just rotate. You feel what I'm saying? Like, he's the guy. He's supposed to be the guy. So, in my opinion, bro, just shut him down if he needs a second surgery. And from all accounts, what I've heard, like, he probably broke the screw in the foot. You know what I mean? And that's what that is. And if that's the case, that means he tried to come back too soon already, right? Like he tried to come back too soon. So, yeah, if he needs that again, bro, shut that down.
Isn't there a clause in a contract or something with the NFL? I thought I heard it. Maybe I'm wrong. That if he's on IR for the rest of the year, that his contract can be renegotiated or cut down or something like that. Has anybody heard of that before? I thought I heard something like that, but I'm not sure.
I have to do my research on that.
Yeah, because he has 4 years. This is his second year, so we have 2 more years.
That's another reason why I wouldn't be tripping, to be honest with you, because like next year would be the 3rd year, and then you talk about, you can maybe restructure, right? You restructure that, and then you get even more money in free agency off of that. And then even then, if he does well on that 3rd year, now we can talk about extension on the 4th. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it could work out either way if he does sit this year.
Yeah. His history just kind of doesn't, say it's going to go pretty well for us. Because, remember when we signed him, everyone was saying that we overpaid. Now we really kind of overpaid because, we were getting a healthy Wilkins. Now, after this injury, we don't know who we're getting back. Like even with the Kuntz thing, like I'm hoping he comes back without any hiccups and stuff like that. But I mean, like you said, that's a big guy, foot injury. That might be tough to kind of crack back from.
See, and that's why I would be, I'd be more confident that he returns back to form next year and saying, okay, whole year to work out, test if it's right, you know what I mean, and not rushing yourself back, which I'm cool with, And I never really bought into the whole overpay because at the time, if somebody else would have signed him, like say the Chiefs would have signed him or Baltimore would have signed him, they would be like, what a signing. Yeah, oh my God. Like, look at the amount of money. Like, nah, bro, it wasn't an overpay to me because that was our number one need. We needed that. And that was the best DT on the market at the time. So at the end of the day, bro, I think we got what and the games he played. Let's be honest. I know some fans, be trying to have revisionist history. Let's be honest, bro. The games he played, you can see the impact he had. Like we all watched that game, bro. Yeah, it was just only a couple games, handful of games. But in them handful of games, I was like, okay, that's what we've been missing on this defense. And I saw it immediately. And then when he left, you saw the void it left too, where I was like, damn, like Jason said at the beginning, right back to square one, dog. Now we here again. So I saw that.
But you got to look at the history of the Raiders. I can see people's concern we, for the history, have overpaid for a lot of players. I mean, a lot of players that didn't even last long with us.
100%.
So I can see their concerns from the old Raider fans, like, why are we paying this guy this much money? And then he's gone. He's gone the next year.
Mhm.
So I can see their concerns. But to me, he was worth every penny he was getting when he was playing. Now, you kind of look at like, well, we're paying for the injury players. Yeah, players get hurt. It happens. You got to expect that. So, but other than that, just take it easy, take a pill. Like you said, get the surgery done, get it right. Let him rest a whole year. And if he's feeling good, maybe not the last game, maybe one of those, like, I can't say cakewalk games because Raiders can't never cakewalk anybody, but one of the games that they should win. If he's ready to go, you can put him out there for a couple spells and see how his development is. And if like, get out, sit down, that's it, we're good.
Yep. That's it. That's exactly where I'm at, man. Like, I think. Oh, my bad. I heard baby noise, but we got either way, bro. I think we have pieces to rotate for sure. You know what I mean? Now it's some people will put their wholehearted faith in the rookies. Like, let's be honest, we watched ball enough. Those two rookies we just got are going to have to combine to do the one job that we need Christian Wilkins to do. That's just how it's going to have to shake out at the beginning, right? Because we don't know what we have. Now, maybe one of them ends up being Pro Bowlers at the beginning. Who knows? But as of right now, as it shakes, they're late round DTs. So I'm not going to expect Jalen Carter-esque first round type of, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to expect that. That's unfair to expect that. So I would say both of them do the job that we need Wilkins to do right now. So, and that's fine. We still got Lualu, so he could work in there. You know what I mean? And there's other guy, Tyree Wilson, the anomaly. What happens with that? You know what I mean? We see what goes on there. But I mean, there's rotation. So there's people there.
But this just we got the guy from the Cardinals. I butcher his name every time, and Jeff makes fun of me.
There's another one, another Oos in there. Another Oos,
Leaky tofu, whatever his name is.
You said leaky tofu.
I butcher his name every time. I call him tofu, so I don't know why. Tofu, whatever. We got him too. So we'll also, to your point, like you said, let them guys come in. Now, what we have now is that these guys don't get NFL experience. These rookies. Mm-hmm. So by the time next year, they have experience. And you're talking about a mean ass rotation, So that's a good thing to look at. If you want to look at like that, I mean, we want Wilkins to play. I do. I was happy when they signed him, but if he can't, he can't. Let the rookies, the first year guys, second year guys get in there and rotate in. Because one thing, we still have Adam Butler, who was to blame for all this madness, but we still have Adam Butler. Mm-hmm. So you let the guys rotate in.
Thinking about who we, because remember the two big signings were Wilkins and Minshew, and now we don't have neither. Well, I'm glad we don't have Minshew, but just so with the line battle, right? I've been hearing a lot about Dylan Parham being maybe not as solid in that spot as we thought. Him and Meredith kind of, and then they've been bringing like different people coming in too, but I guess it's been really between Jordan Meredith and Dylan Parham.
Right.
Are we still worried about this line?
To me, personally, no. But I'm gonna let Chris go ahead because I want to hear from Chris.
Well, from what I'm hearing, that on the right side tackle, that Wagner is actually beating out. They're not, of course, this is t-shirts and helmets. That is beating out. What's his name? Mumford. Wagner is. Mm-hmm. So they decided to move Mumford over to left guard. Have him work out there. Because remember, in college, he was a guard for Ohio State. I don't know what side he played. I can't remember. But he was a guard. They moved a tackle because they needed a tackle to play that because the tackle was hurt. So he decided, hey, I'll play that. But he originally was a guard in college. Yep. So they put him on the right side, left side next to Miller, which I think is a good move. Let him play guard. It's his actual wrist position. Let him play that. Because it seems like Glenn's got that right side sewn up on the tackle side. Then there's Wagner. Mumford's out the rotation.
I like to hear that.
We'll see. We'll see how that plays out. Plus, they got that guy from Australia. They put him at guard, so he's not gonna play. We already know that big dude from Australia.
Yeah,
He probably played in preseason, but he's not going to get in a real game. I don't think.
Nah, not this year. I don't see it this year. They'll probably hold on to him another year and keep developing him. Personally, I people that watch me there, I'm not the biggest Dylan Parham fan. Like I personally think that we can get better at that position. And there's a lot of people that de facto are like, yeah, Dylan Parham's, he's this, he's good, he's that good, he's that good. I'm like, well, is he? Like, let's be honest with ourselves, bro. Like, he's shifted around damn near every spot on the interior. You know what I mean? And still, we're still seeing if he can pillar down one spot. That's, to me personally, like, it's year 3, right? Like, if we look at guards that are Pro Bowlers that are real stationed at their position, they not moving around the line like that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you look around the league and you draft a guard that's a Pro Bowler and he's a real All Pro. He's at that spot. He's a guard. He's a right guard. He's a right guard. You feel what I'm saying? Like, there is no moving unless there's injury, and then he can move around. He can do that. But dog, it's like we're moving him out of necessity because we trying to figure shit out. So it's like at that point, like for me, I don't know. Like I'm not the biggest fan of him. Plus, he has the same problem all 3 years. Power. I mean, we get anywhere near a 320 plus D tackle. It's game time. You feel what I'm saying? Like we already know what time it is, bro. And that's what we got rid of Andre James for as well. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, we knew what time it was with that.
Yeah. Similar players, definitely.
Similar players. So for me, it's like this is it for him, in my opinion. And I think a lot of this competition is geared towards him. In my opinion, is geared towards him. Because I think Meredith should play. Now, if you want to go Kappa or Meredith for right guard, whatever you want to say, okay, fine. Like, that's their preference. I honestly think we might be okay either way it goes. I personally like Meredith. I know people don't like Kappa, but I think they signed he might be a little sneaky. Right? Because I know last year he was hurt, and I know last year there was a lot of different factors with him that was going on, different scheme and all the extra things. But I personally want Meredith to play, but I think we might be fine if Kappa plays. It's just funny. It's like now left guard. Okay, you see Thayer over there. Caleb Rogers over there. Like, damn, we got 3 left guards. You feel what I'm saying? There's a lot of competition over there, dog. They want somebody to take over that. I don't think it's just de facto Dylan Parham. So that's where I'm at.
You can see what's going on because like the first teams are running without Dylan Parham. He's running the second team. He's running on the second team. I'm like, what does that mean? Because like Dylan Parham, like Ron said, he played left guard, came in left guard or right guard, I can't remember. Then he was center. Then there's the other side. Then he moved around 3 times in 1 year.
Yeah.
You can't solidify a spot. I mean, you gotta play this. I'm gonna send the center because under James once again that year got hurt. And we didn't take a step up. We actually took almost a step backwards because in that game against I forgot who it was. The center was getting pushed back in the field. He's bumping into all the time. Why is the center in the backfield? He should be going forward, not backwards. Yeah. So that didn't help. Then put James in, that same thing happened. He's getting pushed in the backfield. But when JPJ's in there, I didn't see it that much. When he played center, I didn't see him get pushed in the backfield. Matter of fact, JPJ's on the field.
That don't happen. And that's why he is the center. I don't know why. I mean, you hear that story that JPJ said on Max's show about having to damn near force himself to play center with AP. I'm like, why did it take all that? I don't understand, bro. You literally saw him do it in college. He won the award, bro. Like, so for me, that was stupid. But
the general manager at the time does that. We paying this guy all this money, so he has to start mentality bullshit. That's I don't like.
Bro,
because you're paying the guy, that means you should start.
Bump all that, bro. Bump all that.
Yeah, exactly.
They made the right decision. I think we got another center, to go in our long list of good centers. I believe. I think he's gonna add to the list.
While we were losing 10 straight, they should have been working on this then. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we knew it. You know what I'm saying? We were calling for changes, but they were so stubborn just to be like, well, we're going to make this work. And we're like, you can't force someone that's undersized to all of a sudden start overpowering people and pushing people around. It's not going to happen.
It don't work, man. It don't work
that way, yeah.
So
you got to match up with him, because you got
I'm about to
guys.
grab some real quick. I'm still right here. Just give me
yeah,
1
for
second.
Okay.
sure.
You got a guy at 270 pounds playing center going against a guy like 315, 320 with speed and all that stuff, and you think he's going to win? Last time I checked, Volkswagen can't push a diesel truck backwards. I'd never seen that. So you know,
Exactly.
they was like I said that era was like we paying this man he starts. That's why Minshew started. That's why James started. That's why all these guys White start. Well, White won't get no money, but that's why these guys started because we're paying them all this money. That's some BS to me. Like I don't want players. I don't care how much you're getting paid. I don't care what your name back your jersey. If he can play better than this guy, guess who started? You're playing. This guy is going to be second. He's backing you up. That's why I look at it.
Definitely. So we're talking about the biggest fears for us entering this season, which is kind of what's going on right now. One of my things, I know you guys probably agree too. Too much roster turnover, no core identity between front office reshuffles, new defensive additions, and uncertainty at key skill positions. Fans worry that the Raiders still lack a cohesive identity.
Well,
I don't know. I think the identity is forming. It is there. It's not all the way there yet, but it's forming. I can see it there. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those teams that's getting built to last year round. This isn't just okay, well, the weather's nice and we're in a dome, so we're gonna go air raid attack, and that's the only time we're useful and like that. Like, nah, we can take the show on the road if need be in the snow or in good elements or whatever it may be, because it's gonna be built on defense, in my opinion. Is realistically they trying to build it on defense, but really it's the physicality of it, and the running game. You know what I mean? Things of that nature. So I think the identity is getting there. It's not all the way there yet, though.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like this linebacker core. Like I that's one thing that definitely I feel improved over from last year for sure. Because remember where we were, like when the end of we got rid of Spillane and all them, we were like, damn, and then they just stacked up from Smith to Devin White to Pratt. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I mean, looking at it now, I feel like we're going to be able to stop the run now a lot better than we were, because we had some smaller linebackers. We had Diablo, which was a safety, a bulked up safety. And then, I'm saying, you got Spillane, which was kind of undersized too. But with these guys, like I said, everybody that came used to be a dog on their respective team. So they know, they know the game. It's just, injuries or staying on the field. But I mean, the experience alone is going to give Patrick Mahomes fits.
Yeah, I agree 100% with that. The linebacker core to me is 100 times better than last year's linebacker core as a whole. You got to just think about like where it was. It was Diablo, and Spillane, and then you had Bernie and all these other ones that not even on the squad anymore. You know what I mean? Luke Masterson, like all these dudes aren't even on the squad. So now you look, you up. I think Landon Roberts is pretty much cancels out Robert Spillane, in my opinion. I think that they're similar players. You might have a little bit more pop with Landon Roberts, in my opinion. Jermaine Pratt's better than Devon Diablo. I'll tell you that right now. He's better.
Anybody's better than Diablo. Ron, you can go out there and play better than Diablo.
I'm better than Diablo.
Anybody go out there and play.
That's the thing. I did just watch the film on Jermaine Pratt, and the thing about him that I already saw is in the run, he's probably gonna make us mad a little bit. Mark run down words. I'm telling y'all right, he gonna piss y'all off a little bit in the run game.
So that's Diablo.
Yeah,
he's the new Diablo.
But this the thing though. With Diablo, it looked like he didn't know what the hell he was doing. Right?
No.
With Pratt, it's more like he don't really want to do it. That's more of the extra. You feel what I'm saying? That's where it gets frustrating, because he can, but it's more along the lines of like some plays. It just look like, I don't want that smoke this time. You know what I mean?
But you got to remember, Pratt wanted out of Cincinnati last year. He wanted to be traded last year.
Yeah,
and they didn't do it. So maybe he played like, I'm just gonna play just to play this to what it this in motion. This do it. I really want to be here. I'm just gonna play, and hopefully I get out of here. And then when
Yeah.
it's time to come to get out, came over here. He came straight. He came straight over here. He literally ran
So
over here. So, you
I'm
know,
confident though, but in the past game, he's gonna give you. That's exactly what we need. I'm telling you right now, he was exactly what we needed. He's better than Diablo in that. He's gonna be where he's supposed to be in the past game. He's gonna get his hands on a couple of them footballs, bro. I'll tell you that. So he's exactly what we were missing there. So we got a complete unit now. And Devin White, before this signing, I was not confident. I keep it a beat with y'all because I didn't know what he was gonna do, and I thought he was gonna have to play that pass coverage linebacker role. And I'm like, well, hey, you feel me? Barbecue chicken all year, bro. Barbecue chicken all year. It's over. But now that I know he don't have to do that, we can now say, all right, Devin, you can just rush the passer like you're supposed to. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe play the spy on Patrick Mahomes or something like that. You know what I mean? Something nice. I like that even more. So now it makes it look better. So definitely.
Yeah, that's why they brought these linebackers in, because they probably knew before we did about Wilkins. So we're gonna need a run stopper, because Wilkins was a good run stopper. So we need some linebackers that can help that line out and stop this run. So that's probably why he bought Robertson and all them guys. Like
to give
first stop this run.
Exactly. To give good news, I mean, I have heard that he might be able to go for he should be able to go for week 1, but at the end of the day, you never know, right? You never know what the deal is. So,
right. Well, not counting on it, so not give him a hopes up high. If he does, he does. If he don't, it's fine. So, we have some backup that can, hold it for. Because remember, he only played 7 games last year,
right?
So the other 10 games he wasn't even in there,
right?
And,
exactly.
They did okay. They wasn't, top notch, but they did okay in a lot of these games, a lot of those games.
Yeah, like how I talked about, we've always had either, because like I'm just using McDaniels as an example. Like, say we had McDaniels, the offensive mind, when we had Gruden, when we had, we had all these things separately, but we got defensive coordinator, we got offensive coordinator, we got a good coach. You know what I'm saying? We actually have everything together. Linebacking core, I see, is that too. Like, everyone that doesn't have to do everything. You don't have to save the day. Just control your part of the field. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I like with these vets, because when we had the Mastersons and Bernies and all this, they were still learning, trying to pick up all these different schemes. These guys have been in the league. They've seen it all. So they can look at each other and be like, hey, this is, you know what I'm saying? And then it's different than the rookies being like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Looking around like you don't know what you're doing. With vets, I love this. And I love where these guys come from. You got Roberts from New England, Steelers. Damn good defenses. You know what I'm saying? That know how to put it together.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's where the Lane came from. He came from Pittsburgh. So, and they always had great defense. And not necessarily great offense, but they always had good defenses. So he's coming from a program, a system that knows how to play defense, not just come in there like Diablo was looking around, asking, where's the locker room at? Kind of like be a baffled look on his face.
Yeah, he's playing hide and seek out there, man. We all know what it was.
That's one of those people that, like, oh, bless his heart, he's trying.
Yeah, man.
He wanted to so bad to,
tight end trying to block you when we playing Ring Around the Rosie, man. Like, what we doing, bro?
As grandma said, oh, my baby, that's okay. Just do your best next week. Like, what the hell? Do your best now. Well, who picked him up? Because I know he got paid. I don't know who picked him up.
Atlanta.
They paying him.
But they got Kirk Cousins too, so I mean,
good for him. He's getting his money.
Yeah.
So, but that's in the history. So we're gonna move forward. But,
exactly.
Like I said, we got a defensive-minded coach. He's gonna get that defense, that linebackers, and we're gonna talk about the secondary too.
Mm-hmm.
Even because the guys playing defense, and that's what I'm looking at. Well, physicality, the hitting somebody. This don't like just arm tackle. No, wrap them bad boys up and drive them to the ground type tackling.
Right.
So next time they come over the middle or what they're trying to do, like, I ain't going over there. No, coach, I ain't doing it.
I should get you guys with a Jalen Ramsey sign. I was watching that scroll. I'm like, that would be hella funny. Just signed Jalen Ramsey from, traded from I seen something and it had us linked to it. I swear I thought it was real. I see the thing like Raiders sign. I was like, what?
I was about to make a second link. We was about to go live on like 4 different channels.
Yeah, I saw it. What the hell? No, we didn't.
You feel me? That'd be crazy. But that I think because that would be cool too. Because remember when we had Hayward and that was the year we made the playoffs. But we had the vet, and that was what we needed. And like with the crew that we had in, like our secondary was young too. We had Hobbs coming in, Merrick, all the young guys coming in. So he was the vet, and that's all it'll take is just the right. We tried with Peters, but we need to stop doing this stuff on discounts. Stop getting the cheap players just because they're cheap. Spend the money for the players that if they get injured, and that's a different thing. But at least get the people that you don't have to worry about all the extras. They just play football.
The linebacker, that makes sense, right? Like that, like with Pratt, that made sense to do. But with this, I think, like you saying, I wouldn't cheap it. If you have an opportunity to get Jalen Ramsey, that upgrades the squad, bro. That upgrades the squad tremendously.
Yeah, he is gonna handle his business on his side of the field. So that way, you don't have to worry. And then if say Bennett is able to step up again like he did last year, and maybe even jump some routes and start taking some things to the house, that'll be it'll help the line. Not having Wilkins to push, you know what I mean? It's like it's gonna put a lot more pressure on the secondary, but
exactly.
But
it's the perfect mentor for young corners too, man. That's the perfect.
Look how young our D back room is. They're pretty young,
right?
I think the oldest one is Darnay Holmes, and he's like third, fourth year. So they're really young. So we need that veteran to help them out, just to show them like, hey, when you see that, this is what you do. I know it's last time you almost got burnt, but if you see that, do this. Because they're going to do it anyway. But having an on-field presence of veteranism is actually a lot better.
Yep.
So bring them in. I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
Yeah, I feel like they are right before maybe the season, because I think they're just probably because it's kind of similar to what they did last year. We had all this money and stuff like that, and then we didn't move nothing with it. But I feel like if Pete's not, because you could tell if they see the same things, which they have been seeing, and unless they know something we don't, unless they've talked to somebody and they're like, hey, a little closer to the season, we're gonna, we'll come at you and talk about, money or whatever, but we want to add you. So I'm hoping that they got something planned and they're just hopefully everything's good. But I mean, I figure they're gonna see some holes once they start getting after it again.
Yeah, I do see that. I do agree. And Rock brings up a good point at the end down there that I didn't even think about till now, where I've always said, Pete Carroll does like his bigger corners. And at the end of the day, man, you would like a bigger corner too, not only to get in the passing lanes, but to be better in the red zone too. I mean, if you have taller, bigger corners in the red zone, you have to fit things in the needle. You cannot just throw things anywhere. So you got to be accurate with them type of archetype of corners. So at the end of the day, man, it's like, I know I'll be sounding like a JB hater. I've been sounding like a JB hater through the offseason, and I understand it, but I just try to keep things objective. That's it. You know what I mean? With everything that we own. We know we have a coach that has a preference in his DBs. We understand that, right? Like it's not.
You saw who they picked.
He hasn't made a secret. Yeah, he ain't made a secret. It's not like this man been picking up a mixed grab bag of corners. Like, nah, everybody he done picked up signs since he done got here have been like 6'2" or over. Am I lying? Yep. None of them have not at all been under that. Next thing, right? I get in an argument all the time. I will continue to say this on whatever show. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But if I'm right, I want many receipts out there. This is the thing, all right? None of us knew anything about Jacorian Bennett's shoulder or all that until he went out there in that press conference and said, my shoulder was bad and everything like that. Okay, which is fine. But now all of a sudden we're hearing, well, he was working himself back from injury. Of course he's going to be with the second team. Of course he's going to start slow and all that. No. We didn't know that at all until he said that, right? Before that, it was all quiet on the Western Front, right? We all was chilling and we didn't hear nothing about Jacorian Bennett, but he was there the whole time. It would just so happens that all of a sudden, we see here Darian Porter and Eric Stokes taking first team reps. Very interesting, right?
Yeah, it is.
Now, Now, another thing I've heard, well, he's learning the scheme, right? PG ain't go nowhere, right? And Darian Porter was taking classes a couple months ago, and Eric Stokes wasn't here either. So I'm trying to find where the holes are to say, like, yeah, bro, he should automatically be the starting corner because of last year. I'm just trying to find the logic in that. I personally don't understand that logic in just saying, yeah, because of last year, he's automatically the starting corner. Pete don't know this dude. John Spytek don't know this dude. PG know him a little bit, but at the end of the day, PG's trying to do what work. That's all that matters, bro. At the end of the day,
They don't like you said, I don't like that BS. They like the money and then go, oh, you started last year, so you started this year. No, you gotta do like Pete says, compete. Every year you come in, every training camp, every practice, you better compete to keep you. You start that last game, okay? Well, this practice you got to compete again because you might not start next game. That's what I want to see.
What if in these practices Eric Stokes is actually doing better than we thought? Right? He's actually better than we thought. Because again, Eric Stokes is 6'3", and I just found this out yesterday. This man run a 4.24. So we can't be like he the fastest in the room because he's not no more, right? You look at Darian Porter, he definitely ran a 4.3 on that combine that we watched. So that was there. And we know we don't even talk about him, but DeCamerion Richardson, we know he can run. So we know what time it is there. The only thing
he's about 6'3".
That's the only difference is, right, the dudes I named, 6'2", 6'3", 6'3", 5'10". That's it. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the only difference. Now, if we come in training camp and he does his thing 100%, like, then at that point we know he's beating out the competition, right? We know what time it is. But I somewhat expect Darian Porter to play. I ain't gonna cap. I somewhat expect him to get out there and get some reps. They just drafted Buddy. Well, let's not kid ourselves. We know what time it is when you just draft somebody in the 3rd round, and that's that coach's position, right? You feel what I'm saying? Like we know what time it is. So now you got one spot left, and that's Eric Stokes over there. You feel what I'm saying? Because he ain't playing slot, so you got one spot left. We got to see what go down over there.
Yeah, I heard somebody say, "Won't you put JB at slot?" That's no, that's not a good idea. Because I would put people forget that Darnay Holmes actually, when Hobbs went down, took his spot. And if you look at his stats compared to Hobbs, they were identical. I know Darnay Holmes didn't do that splash play like Hobbs did, would hit you to the ground. But he did pretty good over there at the slot. So putting JB there, that's not a good fit for him. He's supposed to be an outside cornerback. And if you can't cut that, then time to cut bait with him or just let him run 2nd, 3rd string or special teams. So
yeah. And that would be the hard part because last year he did do good. So you're expecting to see that same level of it, right? So it's like, okay, that's what I want to see. And we'll see what goes on in training camp. But like the more training camp goes on and the more he's not taking first team reps, like this ain't offense. You feel what I'm saying? Where like I forgot my camera's off. This ain't offense where you can switch receivers and all this extra. Like, no, you're not switching your outside corners every other series. You're not doing that. So the longer it goes in training camp, he ain't taking first team reps, the more my antennas start to, okay. Yeah. I see what's going on here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just
go ahead, sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I'm just glad it wasn't no lower leg injury because at least he'll still have his speed. Like the thing with the slot, I would like him to be DB2. I know he's not DB1, but I would rather him at DB2. And if we could, Holmes, they re-signed him, so they must have seen, something good. So I know all of us are still screaming secondary, needs the help. And like I said, it's still early, so we'll see. I guess they're gonna wait till camp.
But at least they brought some guys in that's not in the lollipop deal as DBs where they can actually match up to these guys because these receivers are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. You can't have a 5'8", 5'9" guy guarding a guy that's 6'3". At least throw the ball over his head and he's caught it. So now you got a guy that can match up. So that's good they're not doing that because My thing, I know Meek left. He waited for Pete Carroll got here, but I think if Meek was here, I don't think Pete Carroll have him there because he's, he does good and he does bad, but no, like I say, he's one of those big splash guys, like what's his name, Jack was.
Yeah.
And I was on Jeff's show and I said that. I said, "Oh, they hired Pete Carroll." I said, "Guess who? Guess who? Time is gone. It's limited. Jack Jones. He won't be there."
I'm not gonna lie though. I would have liked to see him try to play slot, but the problem with that, I don't know if Jack would have been the best tackler there, so that would have been my problem.
Yeah. Well, that too, plus his little attitude, this nonchalant, arrogant attitude. I don't think Pete Carroll will put up that for that madness. I don't know how exactly he was in the locker room because I wasn't there, but of course, some words. Like, yeah, he wasn't the best guy to be around.
Right.
Right. When he get his way, yeah, we can't. Pete don't want that in the locker room no more. You can't have all that.
Who was worse, Peters or Jones?
Peters, 100%.
Peters was horrible.
Thanks.
He came here because he said, "I always wanted to be a Raider." Okay, we signed you, and then since he's a veteran, he said, "I don't have to do much." They signed me, so I'm just here. You're not going to tackle. You're not going to do anything. He's going to be a matador. Get the help off the field.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agreed 100%.
And which was crazy because Peters, if you guys remember that year, was around a lot of those balls though. That I ain't gonna take away from he didn't catch them all because I remember he had a couple picks. It would have been pick sixes. I feel like I can count 3 that he just dropped. You know what I mean? Like, and then there was one that Amik actually got. Remember the one Peters kind of tipped it, and then Amik ended up getting it, and then trying to run it back. But he was around a lot of plays. I feel like Peters, I think he was just not the Peters of old because, like, that dude was a dog when he was at his best. I remember I used to think he hated the Raiders when he first came to KC. Right. When he was tearing us up. I'm thinking he had like a grudge against, what I'm saying?
He wanted to come here, man.
Yeah, he wanted to come here. That's why.
And I mean, it's every time they played us, he balled out. So he was a good player. It's just when we got him, we do it all the time. We always get the worst of these good players. By the time they get to us, they're already kind of used up, and other teams have got the best of them.
That is a fact. But let's hope that changes now. It looks like we're being smart with our money too. So, we can't be too mad about the money that's spent because they're really handing out these contracts pretty smart as of recently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
I like the 1 year, 2 years, like not paying 4 or 5 years, all this money. Then you're gone in the second year, you're out of here. No, we're gonna pay you 1 year. If you do good enough, we'll get you an extension. If not, then you can you can walk, find another team. So they're being smart with the money, not being cheap, but they are being smart.
Yep. What
they call it? They call it frugal. They're being frugal with their money. So
there you go. Yeah. I mean, you even look at our quarterback situation. Can't even be too mad at that. So,
how would you be mad? I mean, I would take Geno Smith over. What was that guy that went to Seattle from Minnesota?
Sam Darnold.
He wanted like the bag, and he only had 1 good year with a good offensive coordinator and coach. Because I tell people, say, remember now, Kirk Cousins was there, and he looked like a superstar.
Oh yeah,
but then he got paid by Atlanta, and what happened to that? Looks terrible.
Definitely looks. It's not good now. Not good now.
No. So I wouldn't pay him all that money. I think they did good with Geno Smith because he had familiar with Pete Carroll and how Pete Carroll do things.
Mm-hmm.
The boy, he has an arm. He can throw, and he can't move. He can't move. He can't run if he have to. He don't have to run, but if he need to run, he can take off if he need to. Because he's 34. But I keep saying this over and over again. Remember, the guy sat for 7 years as a backup. So his body's not beat up like some of the other quarterbacks are. Like Mr. I don't want to go Pittsburgh tonight. What is his name? I don't even want to say his name. But, he's kind of beat up. Kirk Cousins is beat up. So
he does have some life in his legs. There's going to be some time, that we do have if he can continue. If he has the season we think he can have, then there's going to be some time for him to remain our quarterback for a while. You know what I mean? So let's hope he can do that, man. Let's hope, we get something like maybe a Jason Campbell type season, maybe something better than that. Who knows?
No, and
That's
and like this, the Rares have not done it, but hope they start doing it. Draft a quarterback every year and
Oh
see
yeah,
what we got coming. You never know; you might get a diamond in the rough.
yep,
Just not, well, we have this guy, so we don't need to draft a quarterback. Hell no, draft a quarterback. You can draft him in the draft in the first, second, or third round. You can draft him in the fourth, fifth, sixth, whatever round, but draft a quarterback. Every year, see what we get.
100%.
Yeah, I don't think Bradley's gonna make the roster as the quarterback. They're probably gonna keep Gino, Aiden, and then what Smith or what's his name Miller.
Cam Miller.
Yep, Cam Miller. That'll be it right there. I can see that.
Yeah. And I don't think they keep him 4 quarterbacks. That makes no sense at all.
Nah, I don't see that.
They'll
Aiden's probably cemented as the backup.
They'll probably go to Bradley. Well, we're gonna catch you, but go over there and work at Walmart, but keep your phone on just in case we need to call you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Do you guys see touchdown Tommy as a real weapon in the slot?
Special teams first year for me.
Special teams.
I see it more special teams. I don't, it's probably gonna take till next year to get more nuanced at the position.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because he's taking first team punt and kick return. So, and on depth chart, he got listed as both kickoff and punt return. So he's battling out with Lobby. Lobby is the second guy up. So those two are going to head up for special teams. Right. I don't think Lobby is going to be in a running back rotation. I think that's his only shot of staying on his team is at special teams, kickoff and punt return.
I agree.
So, that'd be that you better try his hard. So they're battling right there for that spot.
I definitely agree with that. I think Lobby got some real competition at his return spot. I think at the spot that, for me, that's where he's going to have to make the squad. So we'll see.
Yeah, I don't think how many running backs they got. 4. I don't think they keep 6, 7 running backs.
No. I don't see that.
I think they probably keep 4, and the Lobby's still there. He can be like the emergency running back. He's not going to be on the depth chart as a running back.
Yeah, we let Abdullah go, right? Or we still have him?
No, he walked. He signed somewhere else.
Okay.
Maybe let him go.
Yeah, we let him go.
Which is a good. I don't know. I like the refresh of the running back room. You know what I'm saying? Like it was about time. It was kind of like the end of the DeAndre Washington and those. It was time for the reset.
Right.
So Tucker's doing a punt return. Okay, well,
I'm not mad at that.
No, I'm fine with that too.
Not mad at
these fast, swifty guys, man. Put them in a punt return, kickoff return. I'm cool with that.
Exactly.
Yesterday, yeah. All right, thanks, Jeff. But
I guess
speaking of running backs, we think Zimmer White gonna do this shit. They're gonna keep him or let him stay 4th.
There's no role for me. There's no role. You can't say goal line back because I want Genty to be in there to goal line. I don't want him to be there. So there's that. Can't say speed back because we got Mostert. I probably, this will make Turf happy, but Sincere McCormick is a little shiftier. He's shiftier than Zamir White. So, I mean, you can't. There's nowhere to really hang his hat on. I see them keeping personally already. I already see them keeping Genty, McCormick, and name is Mostert. Yeah, those are the 3 for me. Those are the 3 that's gonna go down in my opinion. And then after that, we see what happens. Maybe one more that you keep, but I think that's the 3.
Which I worry about that too, because of course we got Mostert, we got Genty, and then we want to pencil in McCormick, but with his history, we just have to look at who's behind him because he doesn't seem to stay on the field that long. So I mean, yeah, I wanted to take another running back. I really did. I wanted another, like either undrafted free agent or just a fresh pair of legs. Just to put
I
behind.
agree. Yeah, something that we could have. I was definitely on that train with you.
Me too.
Draft where I said I wanted 2 running backs. Even if we got Genty, I still would have got another one. But you know, here we are. This is they were hoping that probably it's a 2-man, you know, horse race with Mostert and Genty. That's what they're hoping. And then the third running back don't really have to get that much burn. So maybe that's
but Corning guy's gonna be on the field as much as you think he is. It's not gonna be you got to get in unless I don't know where the other two get hurt. I hope they don't. But he's not going to be on the field that much. He might be on special plays or certain things, or you know what? Give Genty, give Mozart a little break. We're blowing his team out. We are 43-10. All right, you guys get out, go in there, and just finish up the game. Type guy, you know.
Right.
So now you get the full workload. Full workload. I can't even get the word out. But remember now, you still got cuts coming up. So some of these guys and the many run backs that was in the draft this year, there's some of these guys not going to make teams. We can go in like, let's see if we can get this guy, that guy, because he's not making a team. We can put him on our team, you know. So that's not really a big concern, but I wish they would, like you said, drafted a running back late round or UDFA.
Yeah, I know they did get somebody from UDFA. It was one of them FCS schools too. So he was pretty nice when I saw him, but you know, they ain't said nothing about him so far. So we'll see when the pads come on.
That's what we're waiting on. Yeah. You know, the t-shirts and helmet thing is just like, you know, run through, but when they start hitting each other, like not full contact, but when they start hitting each other, when the lines can actually block the D line, can try to rush, you know, that's what we're gonna see who's what. We're to separate the men from the boys.
That's when they get real right there, man.
Yeah.
Next month is where it really get cracking.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that, man. I'm mad that my damn vacation started at that time, but it is what it is, man.
Oh damn. Yeah, I said we got
y'all gonna hold it down though. Yeah, y'all gonna hold it down though. Y'all already know what it is.
Man.
Oh yeah, we'll be good.
And the baby's coming. I think September is the 6th is still the set date. So it's gonna be a good football season because in between the baby sleeping and get to watch, you know what I'm saying, watch the games and everything. So
exactly. You know what I mean? My boy first football season too, man. So hopefully it's a good one.
Hell yeah, man. It will be though. I think it's perfect timing.
Factuals. I agree. I think, you know, it feel like new energy, feel like new air. So let's hope that's what it is, man. Honestly, a lot of these moves that's been made, I kind of, you know, a lot of us have wanted a little bit, you know, so I'm cool with the direction it's going so far.
Can I say something about the new babies?
Mm-hmm.
My firstborn son, guess when he was born?
Never mind. I ain't gonna say
the last year the Raiders won the Super Bowl that same year.
Yeah.
Wow.
In LA. So you guys have your babies this year. You Run and Jasin, that might be a good omen. So
hey, I was 4 months when we won the Super Bowl. 4 months old.
Yeah, so that might be good omen.
I don't think I was a thought. So there's that. Yeah, there's that. There's that.
Yeah. Hey, and that's funny because I was thinking that too. I was like, okay, so I was 4 months. I was just born, you know, that season. So that would be crazy if, you know, the birth of the kids and then they bring
you know, I think they might bring the good luck, man.
Five more Super Bowls, you know what I mean? So we can
you know, my dog Jay had his kid too, man. So he had his little son on the way. So hey, everybody out there with the youngins.
Hell yeah. Never mind. I was gonna say Chris got one coming soon. No.
Hey,
Chris like, wait.
I think Chris done, bro. I think Chris on dust timing now. I think it's over.
He might have a, you know, might have, you know, one more. But yeah. Yeah, so this is pretty much like the stuff that was kind of going on this weekish.
Oh,
you know,
Jeff had one too. Okay, look at you, dog.
No, I'm not going to get with that. I heard you guys. No, let's go move on while we be in there. I'm fine. I'm fine. I got grandkids, so I'm good.
Yeah. You got the grandkids running around. That's just as good. Got all that with none of the responsibility. So I understand.
No, it's like this. Hey, Dad, can you watch my kids? Yeah, sure. then when are you picking them up?
See, that's the question. You got to ask that question. With that, like, okay, yeah, but when you coming back?
And like I said,
oh man,
if you're late, if you got excuses, you're late. I'm gonna get the kids cake, candy, and everything. So when you pick them up, they're gonna run you ragged when they get home.
they will
See,
be.
I'm on the other side right now. I ain't experienced that one side, bro.
I already told my what to do. I already told what to do. So
go ahead, pops. You got it. You know what I mean? I'll be back.
Yeah. So there's something scrolling on the bottom. If you guys can see it, is this going to be true or false? And I'm already feeling where this one's going to go.
Oh, Samir White,
1,200 all-purpose yards.
Oh, major falls.
Unless you're gonna run a water back and forth from the sidelines, no. You count those as yards.
He said that counts.
Yeah, you can run the water in. That's 10 yards. Okay, yeah, you can add that up. But no, he couldn't get that last year.
I don't think he's had this his whole career. I don't think he's had.
Even Baby Rundown screamed and no.
He said, "Hell no!" He said, "Hell no!"
1,200 all-purpose yards.
Man, that's not happening, bro.
Okay, yeah, he will. He'll have it. They're gonna count. They're gonna count when he walked to the locker room, walk back to the locker room. Then he walks to the field. Each one of those steps gonna count. Like when they go to the smart watches, they're gonna count the smart watch. Hey, you got 1,200. There you go.
I hate to say it, man. That's if the steps count when he getting Jitty that Gatorade from the sidelines and when he giving off, then that's where it's at right there, bro.
Exactly. 1,200. Oh my God. Who brought that up? Did you do that, Jason?
Yeah, that might have been me. No, because it was some stuff I had and I didn't get to it, but it was some bold predictions for like this one here too. This one's a little bit more realistic.
That's realistic.
Now.
Yeah. That's realistic. I can see that. Perhaps.
Depends, bro. Depends. Because if he gets beat out by Dante Thornton, then that's no. But you know what? I'm gonna have faith in my dog. If we're going yes or no, then I'm gonna say yes. He gets that.
Trey Tucker's going to be in there in certain plays. They got to be more of a gadget wide receiver where they gonna put him in there. They gonna know he's fast. Like, damn, what they gonna do?
Yeah, exactly.
They'll reverse, draw play or something else. He's gonna be in there.
If they use him the right way, like those little quick outs, get the ball in his hand so he can, because he's I believe he can maneuver against the linebackers if you get him in the right, right space. Almost like an extension of like the screen pass. You know what I'm saying? Like you can run something maybe to the left, like a fake to the left, and then screen him to the right. Bam. You know what I'm saying? Just let him get loose. Because with that speed, he's going to be difficult for the linebackers to kind of keep up with. So he could be that general middle of the field type, getter.
Right. And I think he can do that for sure. I think that's something that he can do. It's just, now we got a quarterback now. So let's hope that that's what he was missing.
Mm-hmm. And that's a great point. I was going to say that too, because I think the accuracy thing is going to be just night and day from what it was last year, because he can get precise passes now instead of these or balls he has to dive for, and they have to review every time.
Well, you watched film run. You saw when Minshew was in there throwing the ball. Either Tucker had to stop and wait for the ball, or the ball was like 15 miles over his head. It was not even there. Tucker's not the tallest guy in the world, but still, you got to get the ball to him. And a lot of catches he had to. Each time saying he caught the ball, the refs had to review it. Did he actually catch the ball? Because the ball was either too low or all to the side. So now got somebody who can actually put it in the breadbasket.
Yeah, 100%. And that's what was missing. Like you just said, it's somebody to put it in the breadbasket. That's exactly what it is. And a lot of people that have been at the games and everybody, like you said, that watch film, they understand like he is open. He is open. We just ain't been able to give him the football.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's a small window. And if
plus they didn't have time to throw to him because by the time they hike the ball, is somebody in the backfield breathing down Minshew or even AOC's face. Like, Jesus Christ, he's got blocked for this guy. That's when Andre James was there and Parham. Like, okay. Yeah. But I think this year, Gino's going to have more time to sit in the pocket. But like I said, with Geno Smith, if if it breaks down, he can move to the left, to the right, step forward. Or if you see a hole right there, he's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Right. No hesitation, no run around. run on the backfield looking for the place to hide, like Mitchell was doing.
Yeah, running into sacks. Like, wait, no, let me go over here. Yeah.
Exactly. We running into sacks and all that extra, bro.
Or
He
throwing
said,
the
wait,
ball.
he said they gonna get me right here. No, hold on. Yeah.
Yeah, you throw the ball. I thought 26 played for our team. No, dude, that's the
Yeah.
defense. That's the defense.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. So like, yeah, no, we I think we're in a good spot right now. I think we're in a pretty good spot to sit here and say we can now see the full array of talent for Trey Tucker.
Yeah. And if that, like, who do you think is the wild card? Like, who? Because I know for the running game, it's Zamir White. Because we know what Mostert does, we know what Genty has the potential to do, but we need that third back. You know what I'm saying? But for wide receiver wise, I do still feel it's like Trey Tucker. You know what I mean? Because Trey Tucker can stretch the field, and he's so important to getting it to Myers and Bowers, and hopefully Mayer, and getting these guys. Even Mayer, I would say Mayer is definitely a wild card too. Mayer's definitely a wild card.
That was gonna be my answer right there, because I'm like, if he can do what he's supposed to do, that just opens up the whole offense. Because now you can say Bowers don't really have to go into the traditional tight end role a lot, where you can say Mayer can be on there, and we can use Bowers how we're supposed to use Bowers on the out wide and things of that nature. So I would definitely say that's the wild card right there.
Yeah,
and I remember Rares on the roster right now has 7 tight ends. So I don't know how many they're going to keep, but a lot of those guys not going to be there next year. So Mayer might be there, then he might not be there, because they already put him on a trading block once already, and nobody picked him up. So they got that guy Ian Thomas, Ishmael, who is actually a receiving tight end more than a blocking tight end. So Mayer better get to work and not miss any game. I know mental health is not fun. I understand. I know somebody went through that before, but still, you got to be out there. You got to be on the field.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that. Mayer's been doing well. I mean, from all reports so far, he's actually been having some real connection with Geno. So I'm excited to see about that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to see Mayer gone in any shape, form, or anything like that. I want to keep him on the team because he is a good blocker. Let's be honest. He's a good blocker, and he can't catch the ball. Because you guys remember, Mayer was runner-up to Brock Bowers in college football for the best tight end in the nation. So he was doing something right.
Right.
Yeah, I think it just was probably, he thought he was going to be the guy. And then, the next year you draft a number one, number one tight end in the draft. So, but I mean, I see it as a good thing. Like, I mean, pick your poison. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna. That's what I like that we're building. You don't know who we're going to now, like we did when we had Devontae, and you know what I'm saying? It was either like last year it was Bowers. All they had to do was stop Bowers and Myers. The year before, stop Devontae, Myers. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like pick your poison. We got speed everywhere, so you better make the right decision, or somebody's getting burnt.
Oh yeah, 100%. That's the only way that it should be, honestly. And the OC is responsible to help now scheme that thing, scheme that open. You know what I mean? And I'm confident that we do have an OC to do that. So as of right now, man, I'm very happy with that. I think we do have a lot of weaponry now.
Well, the best way to beat the defense is keep them guessing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I say, have that defensive coordinator in the booth with a big ass tub of Tums, having ulcers. Like, what do we do? Because last year we were predictable: run first, run second, throw third.
100%.
And then punt, get the ball back, run first, run second, third, punt.
Yep.
That was our scheme, and everybody knew it. So they do. They ain't gonna do that. They're gonna do the same thing over and over again. Now we got Jit in the backfield who can break one at any given time. You got Thornton over there, the guy 6'5", got 4.3 speed, and then you got Bowers, which nobody really proved they can stop him. But I think one game they stopped him, but that's all we had. And you got Brock Bowers there, then you got Jacoby Miles there, who Mr. Clutch. He can catch anything. So
looking good, man.
Do we stack the box and stop Jitty? Because we do. We got Thornton out there blazing speed on field 6'5". Then you got Jacoby's gonna catch everything coming his way, and then you got Bowers going up the middle. So now you're guessing, like we don't know what to do. So that's the advantage now we got this year that we didn't have last year.
So I love that now, man. I definitely love how it looks, and we look multifaceted going into the season. But y'all already know, man. I think I hit you in the private chat. I don't know if you seen that,
Yes,
Jason,
sir.
real quick. Yeah,
Yes.
so I gotta go ahead and get ready to dip on out of here, man. I got some family duties I gotta take care of. You already know time. But I definitely wanted to go ahead and tap in with y'all, of course, man. Show some love to the show. What y'all doing, of course. Hey, you know it's much love as always, man. I'm gonna tap in regardless. Whenever y'all need a guest, let me know, bro.
Appreciate you coming in, bro.
Appreciate you,
Of
brother.
course, man. Hey, you know it's always love sharing the screen with the brothers, man. You know we always got to do something extra when something goes down, man.
That's right. Appreciate you too, bro. Hey, and thank you. I know you're a busy man. Appreciate for blessing the platform. Appreciate
Don't
you.
worry.
Oh,
Jasin,
of course, man.
He's gonna be there too in a few months. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like you
It's
said, I'm dust now, so I'm done with those days.
Yeah. I'm on. Hey, Chris, man, we need you to watch the kids, man.
Yeah. That's right, man. Much love to y'all, man.
All right, man. Take care.
You too, bro.
Yes, man, that's great.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Ready to Rundown. Definitely check him out, man. Great show. Always good content, man. I've been watching him since the beginning, man. So great to see his progress and what he's been able to do.
They should subscribe to Rundown as well as me and Jason. So yeah, he's a good guy, one of the best. Yeah, so I have a good feeling about this upcoming season. Like I said, I'm not going to jump on that Super Bowl bus train. That means nothing to me. First of all, first you got to finish your division. Yeah, I know it's gonna be first or second. I know first gonna be out of good because KC right now owns that title until somebody knock them off their high horse. But we got to finish top of the division. We can't finish at the bottom dweller. We got to win. Some guys say, I don't know if he's still here. He said 3-3. I said, yeah, well, I'm going. I won 4-2 in the division. 4-2. I want that in the division. So there'll be no escape because they break it down. Well, it's a tie for the 6th spot or 7th spot in the playoff. We got to go look at the division. How many wins you got in the division? So that's the next step. So we're 1-5. We're out of it. If we're 0-6, like last year, definitely out of it. 3-3, maybe. 4-2 gives a better chance of getting that in case it comes down to a tie, like it did last year with Cincinnati and Denver. But like I said, KC gave them that game anyway because they did not want to play. They did not want to face Burrows in the playoffs.
Not again.
No, that's their kryptonite, Burrows. That's their kryptonite. So, but I have a good feeling. How do you feel about upcoming season?
I actually feel good. I feel anywhere between 8 and 11 wins. Because like I said, we're going to be in some close games. We're going to be the difference with Pete and, having Chip Kelly. It's not going to be predictable. That's right. What I love. And the first game, I think, is going to be a very good example of that. Because as far as like us getting, all those 3rd and 1 stops and then 4th and 1, we just go right back and just try to pound it and not work. We're going to throw some teams offline where they're not going to be able to stack the box. We're going to try to hopefully spread teams out, and then let all this speed go to work. You know what I mean? We spread them out, get it to our guys in space. Like I said, 8 to 11 wins. We could. I mean, of course, this team's going to take some time to gel. But if we get off to a fast start, all things are possible as far as playoffs. It's just like we did in 21 where we won those 3 games. That vaulted us to a fast start. And then if you look at the teams we beat, Miami, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, 3 AFC teams. Crucial to us getting to the playoffs is commanding these AFC teams.
And most of the teams we beat were playoff teams anyway. So, the thing is that the Raiders have to establish themselves like we're not walkovers anymore. Because I know back in the day when back in my day when teams played the Raiders, they were like, shit, we got to go to Oakland and play the Raiders? I don't know. Now it's like, yeah, we'll go to Vegas, have vacation, beat the Raiders, and enjoy the rest of our vacation. That's what it seemed like now. It's just
Yeah.
like we're just a stepping stone, the way we played last year. But
A vacation spot,
yeah,
just
vacation. That's what it was. The teams come here to play the Raiders. It's a vacation spot. We just go ahead, beat the Raiders right quick, and enjoy. Bring our family, our kids. Then we go out and have fun in Vegas. That's what it seemed like they were doing, and that's exactly probably what they were doing. But
yeah.
just like, hey, Pigs, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. But they got to set the tone. Like, no, this is not a walkover anymore. Especially that Monday night game. That's going to be the biggest game to start the year. I know the Patriots game is the first game. Win or lose, because you're going to have 16 teams win. You got 16 teams that loses. It's going to be everybody going to be 1-0 or 0-1. So even the 0-1 teams can make the play, but that's only one game.
Mm-hmm.
The most important game to start the season is to me the Charger game at home, beating them on our home opener, because our home opener has pretty been lousy the last few years.
Yeah.
Beating the Ravens last year was great. I still say it was a fluke. I don't know how we beat them, because the Ravens, but they always start slow. Then come here and get washed, like literally just whipped against Carolina Panthers, and we had a full team. Nobody was hurt. We had a full team.
Yeah, unfortunately, Minshew wasn't hurt. Sorry about that, Minshew.
True. Because he threw that backwards pass and to nobody. So who you throwing the ball to?
Yeah.
He must have had a side bet. Man, he had to pay off his camper, so he had to make some money on a side bet.
Yeah, he's a. I bet he won't fumble backwards to nobody. Oh, watch this. Huh.
Yeah. What's the odds? 2001, he won't throw the ball backwards and fumble backwards. 2001 odds. $1 gets 2,000. Say, watch this. Oh, 2,000. So
I was watching that game where they beat us. I think it was the year, pretty much the game before he came to us. He was still with the Colts, and I'm like, damn, on that play he was creating space and getting it to the open guy. I'm like, what happened to this dude?
Well, remember when he played for the Colts, they already had a good team. They had a good running back, they had a good line, and they had good receivers. We had
nothing. No, I was kidding.
I think where we at? Well, we had Ball was there. Okay, he was there. Devontae was there. And, running back. Did we have a running back that game? I don't know if we had a running back or not.
In the beginning of the season, it was rough. We couldn't get nothing going.
Yeah, no.
We had your boy Zamir leading the way.
Well, we had no running game. 3rd down 1. You can't get the first down, dude. You can damn near fall forward and try to get it.
Yeah.
But you're in the backfield getting knocked out. So it was 3rd and 1, and now it's 4th and 4. Or some dumb play when Andre James getting ramped over and Parham getting bullied back in the backfield. That's why we have a running game, because the defense will push the offensive line back. And people say Zamir ran up the backside of the offensive line. He had no choice, because they were getting pushed back so far in the backfield that by the time I got the ball, we was already in space.
Yeah, to be fair too, because I know we talk a lot of bad about Zamir White, but you are absolutely correct. The first at least first half of the season, before we made the start making changes like with JPJ and everything like that, it was just they would just get that push. The D line would get a push, and by the time because I remember a couple of times Zamir just got the ball and then just got hammered. You know what I mean? Before right as soon as he and then bow. So I mean, what could he do? You know what I mean? What could he do? And then we seen that with Josh Jacobs, but Josh had the agility to kind of at least try to get himself out of some stuff.
He was shifty enough and break tackles to get out of it. Samir was not shifty. He has no ankles. He couldn't make that cut. So yeah, but see, he had that special gear that he can turn on, turn off to get out of trouble. Mike didn't have that. White was just a straight head north and south runner, straight head, boom. Like you watch some of the tapes from Georgia, that's all he did, run straight ahead. You didn't see him shift, cut, and break through holes. No. McCormick can. Genty can. Probably not effective, but then Mozart definitely can. So now we got shiftier running backs where they get pushed in the backfield, they can get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I was thinking who I want as a red zone running back, right? I actually like some Mostert.
Mostert. I'll say Mostert.
Mostert and Samir. I mean, not Samir. Sincere McCormick. I actually like those two as the red zone options, pretty much. Because damn, I keep getting Sincere. I feel like because even we seen a little in preseason, he was able to score a couple times in the red zone, like and that's kind of what we need. And it's his size too, because the lineman can't really see him until it's probably too late. Because he is a shorter kind of bowling ball type, type back.
Well, I like Mostert at his position. Although that don't knock it, Genty can't catch that ball because he had 1 year he caught like almost 600 yards in receiving before they changed the quarterback. So they had to run last year. But I think Mostert is a better receiver out the backfield than Genty is. I'm saying that now. I don't know yet. We got to see Genty on the field. But as it stands right now, I think Mostert is better. Put him in a red zone where he can. Was that a ghost?
The cat.
I was on flashback behind you. But like put most of the backfield where he can catch that ball out there. They got Genty running patterns out, running wide receiver patterns. So it's gonna be a lot the defense got to look at what's first down at the 11-yard line, first and goal from the 9. They got Genty backfield. Yeah, they're gonna run. Nope, surprise you. Genty running while wide receiver pattern, he gets a touchdown. That's a possibility. We have the defense, like I said, guessing like what the F they gonna do today. We don't know. Are they gonna serve chicken or are they gonna serve turkey? Well, I don't know. What's on the menu? We can't read it because we don't know what they're gonna do.
Yeah. And that's a good point you said is so how teams put pressure on us is through the running back and against our linebackers pretty much in coverage. Our linebackers aren't the best in coverage. So I feel like we should be putting that same pressure on teams with that two back, Mostert and Genty. So you got to, you got to look at both. And you're not going to, and then you got your other weapons. You know what I'm saying? So I like the double running back sets with them because I know they did a lot of that in Miami too with Mostert and David Achane. I think it's Achane. Achane.
Yeah, I know you're talking about
Achane. No,
butchering their names.
Yeah.
But then you got that. You got Brock Bowers out there. Then you got that big tall guy, 6'6", Collins. They picked up. Nobody even talked about him, although he's been in like 3 different teams already. But the guy's 6'6". You imagine putting 6'6", then him out there, Collins. Then you put a 6'5", Thornton out there. Then you got Bowers. Then you got double backfield. What's the defense to do? How do we stop this? Well, I have to roll out and just throw it up in the air, and those guys will get it.
So just take it. It'll be over soon.
And that's why I like what they did because, like I said, we're unpredictable. We could be unpredictable now because Kelly's at there is making some plays right now, sitting in his evil doctor's laboratory. Like Dr. Evil, like I'm doing now. Because also with Chip Kelly, remember when he was at Oregon, remember how that offense looked? They were like,
well, I do.
But we got to Ohio State. It wasn't the same offense. It was a different offense. It was tailor fit to the players he had. He schemed like, what can this guy do? Well, this guy is good at this routes and this side, and this guy is good. This quarterback going to throw this. He's going to scheme to what works for each player. You're not going to put a player out of position. That's not what you normally do. We're gonna tap into what you do the best and use it.
Yeah, we're starting to pick up weapons because I don't say we haven't even talked about Bash or any. We talked about Thornton, we talked about Tucker, Myers. So, I mean, on paper we look stacked, we look loaded. And then with Geno's kind of the wild card until we see it. Because how fast is he going to be able to pick this offense up? How fast is it going to click? Because new team, new players, new scheme, new You know, the only thing that remains the same is Pete.
Yeah, but like I said, Gil Smith been in the league long enough to know he been with different teams.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he been with different offensive coordinators. He been with a lot of stuff, so he is a veteran. He knows how to pick that up. How fast he pick it up, just a question. When he'll pick it up, hopefully in the first 3 games, he
Mm-hmm.
picks up real quick. But like I said, that part I'm not worried about. You know, I'm just worried about make sure that the guys play that should be playing. Like you been talking about Best.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know Best was his role's going to be because he almost similar to what Jacoby Myers does. You know, he's not fast. He can't get down the field. Don't get me wrong. He can't get down the field, but he's not that guy to get down the field. That's a Thornton and Tucker role to get down the field, deep down the field. But he can run routes. Same thing as Jacoby does. He's a great route runner. In college, like I said, we got to see him in the pros, but he's a great route runner, and he can catch the ball like Jacoby does. Don't drop many passes at all. So he's kind of like the younger version of Jacoby. So him going back and forth with Jacoby is a good thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's a good thing. You know, Jacoby is getting up there in age. He's not that old, but he's up there in age. So he had to play like he did last year. Last year was great for him because he finally got his first 1,000 yards because we really had nobody else to throw it to. So it's good for him. Like he can get in there, certain plays, certain things, and do. And plus, one thing you remember, Jacoby is also a quarterback too. So he's an emergency quarterback in case.
Yeah, we seen some of his good work with when he was with the Patriots.
Yeah. So, we saw that one game. That was his best.
It's like I see some of his best pass of his career.
Yeah. Well, he tried to do the right thing, but, that was good for us. Not good for him. But then the next year, what we do? We sign him.
Yeah. And actually, that was because I was thinking when we got him, we had never had a 1 and a 2. You know what I'm saying? It was usually like a 2, two twos, and then a couple 3, third string wide receivers, but we never had a 1 and a 2.
Mm-hmm.
So that was, I appreciated having that, but I think we're coming back to it. Coming back to where our wide receiver core is there.
Well, our wide receiver core is not from the Wizard of Oz. They're not from the Lollipop Guild. So I'm happy with that. No more of this. Only shortest person is Tucker, but he's one of the fastest one on the team. So I'll give him that. But none of these little guys are going up against the bigger cornerbacks, which are getting bigger and bigger each year. So now we got guys you can challenge for the ball. So I'm happy with that.
Yeah. With Mostert, I think he pretty much had a couple. I think it was not last year, but the year before, he led, I think, the league with touchdown runs.
20 touchdowns that year.
Yeah. So I mean, if he can get half of that, we'd appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, it's more than what we had last year rushing time. I mean, what? Samir had 1.
Damn. He probably did that on accident.
I don't know how you got that touchdown, but was good. It was good, Twan. But like I said, we got options now on offense. With Chip Kelly there, we got all kind of options we can run instead of being predictable. We don't know what we're gonna do. Especially we got a running back. Because I wasn't really too thrilled because I was there on draft day. I wasn't really too. Were you there too with us? I think.
Yeah.
I wasn't too thrilled. I thought they were going to trade, but no, they went and got Genty. I'm like, but then I saw what they did the rest of the draft. I said, okay, I see what they're doing. They got some more offensive linemen. They got some receivers. I said, okay. And then the free agency, they picked up UDFA and free agency, they picked up some guys. I said, because they saw, I'm sure Pete Carroll was, when he was home sitting on his comfortable couch with his family watching these games, not just our games, but everybody's games. He probably say, wow, the Raiders really suck at running. If they hire me, first we're going to get a running back. That's exactly what he did.
Yeah. Because as bad as we were, for the 4 and, that we were in games You know what I'm saying? Like, as bad as we were in games for a certain point of time, and then a Minshew happened, a Zamir White happened, a Olave happened, or just all in general, we happened. But you know, we're going to be in these games, and we're going to be able to sneak wins out of these things instead of just kind of guessing and just looking like we don't know what we're doing. That's the thing. We're back to organized ball.
Well, we got a coach, we got a head coach as experienced head coach. Last year we didn't have that because you can see on the sidelines when things are coming up, AP look kind of confused and know what to do. You know, thinking about it. No, should I challenge that play? Y'all call a timeout? Should I do that? You know,
when you're looking at the play sheet like this.
Yeah, exactly. And then he had all the advisors there, and that was another thing I think was wrong too. He had all the advisors there, and there's too many ears and too many people in his ear. Which one should I do? What should we? Now, when that Pete Carroll don't have that. He can make his own mind real quick on the fly.
Yeah, it was looking bad.
You know,
third and one. What should we do? Oh, God. Oh, goodness.
Call a timeout.
That ain't gonna work.
Wait a minute, it's the first quarter. We call a timeout for a third one. Yeah. What's the opposite to do?
And then fourth quarter, 30 seconds left. Well, the Raiders could drive down, but they have no timeouts left.
Because they call it the first 5 minutes of the game. Yeah. Because they couldn't think of what to do on third down and 2.
First drive of the second half, timeout.
Come out at halftime on the field and call a timeout. Wait, you didn't run a play. How do you call a timeout? Get the hell out of here. But you know what? That was AP. We all wanted him. You know, basically, I think we wanted dumbass out of him more than anything else. You know, that's all that was. But and that's history. That's in the past. Hope AP's doing well. I don't wish anything a bad intent on him. He's doing well. But now we got an experienced head coach. You know, people still talk about that Super Bowl. Yeah, these are human beings. They make mistakes. He thought he can fool them, but he couldn't.
Mm-hmm. So like the title of the show, what do the Raiders still need? What do we need, chat?
Yeah, chat. Tell us what we need.
And don't say AOC. No, just kidding. No, I'm playing. Shout to AOC, man. Holding that second spot down. I wouldn't even be mad, though. Even if, like, say we upgrade somehow over AOC, I would be happy with that, too. Because, I mean, yeah, it's cool for now, but, I mean, I would definitely like to see, you know, what we can get.
Well, there's a battle for second strings. Cam Miller and AOC battling it out right now, so we already know it's going to start. That's, you know, like I said, like Ron said, I don't want the guy to start because started last year, but who else you going to start over Geno Smith? I can't put AOC in. What else? I can't put Cam Miller in. Definitely can't put Carter Bradley in there. No. So that's guaranteed. Who's going to start running back? Genty. That's guaranteed. Who else start tight end? Bowers. So those are guaranteed spots that they're going to be guaranteed. Center, JPJ. So we didn't know who's a guarantee. But the other things we need too.
He said
on the offensive side. I'm going to talk offense first. A kicker. We got a kicker. We're talking about they just signed a dude.
Yeah.
Oh, you laughing? Hee. No, we know that. We got a good punter and a good kicker. So that's off the table. We didn't know damn kicker. What we gonna do? Ask Seabass come out of retirement? Yeah, okay.
He still got it. He can still hit about a good 50, 55.
He probably could. I wouldn't doubt it. No, if he can get him off the drunk couch, yeah.
I know he really getting drunk now. Shit, he ain't got to play no more.
Yeah, man, give me that bottle, man. Go kick some balls.
Yeah, I was visiting.
I say we saw another solid wide receiver to make a good run. Look at who. There's nobody really out there to sign.
Hey, I'm available. Shoot, I'm ready.
Yeah, you're a major pitch in Bakersfield, dude. Yeah, we know.
I can get like 12, run them 12-yard outs.
How tall are you?
On a good day, about like 5'11", 5'11" and a half.
You don't want those 6 feet under the morning. That league is over with. Nobody. What was that league they had 5 feet under basketball, 6 feet under basketball? We don't want that. We don't want
I can get separation though. I can, you know what I'm saying? I'm a zone killer.
D tackle, cornerback, guard, and safety.
Damn, he said we need the whole.
That basically everything on defense and
Yep.
one offensive man.
Yeah, with the DT. Damn, and he's actually right because when you think about it, well, guard, until we see it though, and then safety, free safety for sure. I would definitely like to see, like the Simmons thing. I would definitely just like for cheap.
Yeah, if you get cheap. Yeah,
I wouldn't be
that's
mad
cheap.
at that. I feel
Cheap.
like he'll go to somewhere like Baltimore or one of what I'm saying, one of those kind of teams, and like someone with a pretty stacked defense where he doesn't really have to do a lot because he's older in his career. He probably don't want to do all that. He wants to.
But you got to recall, Stokes is playing cornerback on paper, cornerback 1 or 2. I don't know which one it was.
Mm-hmm.
But he also played safety too before, so he can switch to that free safety spot if need be.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If they need to. So I'm not worried about that part of it because what Pete Carroll is going to do with the safeties is what he did like in Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
Chin and Paulo, they're going to switch back and forth to free the strong. So that's another thing I always got to worry about. Well, who's playing free? Who's playing strong? They can bring up Chin to the line and then back them out real quick and then go to free. And, they can do all kinds of things with those two guys because they both are big, tall, and can hit.
Yeah.
Because you saw how big Chin was in Vegas. So I was like, damn. I said, next year, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I
I like his matchup against, like, say, a Kelsey, where he's going to be physical. He's not going to be getting punked by, like usually what's his face can kind of have his way with some of these DBs and safeties, but I feel like Chan's gonna put it to him.
Mm-hmm. Pat might be out there. I don't know how his coverage skills that people are talking about it.
That would be nice.
He can cover too a little bit. That's why they probably brought him in to get the other that cover linebacker. Because Robert's not going to cover anybody. He's going to be just straight thumping down that middle and beating up people trying to run through them holes. Pause is necessary.
He throws his body.
That's what he's for.
Yeah, he throws his body around. I like that.
Yeah. Mike Evans would be a dream, but I doubt that would even happen. You think they're going to let Mike Evans walk? Nope.
Yeah. And then think about his quarterback situation right now is probably the best. Well, except for, the Brady time. But before that, it was kind of questionable. So this is his real opportunity with Baker. Mm-hmm. So he might not want to leave that situation.
Baker's not allowed that. That's Baker's best friend right there on the wide receiver corps. That not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Pay the man or whatever you got to do, but no, that's my out. If I need something, he's there. So getting him not only that, but it's going to be very expensive if they're thinking about even getting Mike Evans. If Tampa decide to let him go, which they won't, for one thing, because for the sound of it, Mike Evans is very happy in Tampa Bay, very happy. Not like before they got Brady and all that stuff. He wasn't that happy, but now he's really happy. So, plus they made the playoffs. So, yeah, he's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Much money. But there's no other wide receiver out there they can bring in.
Yeah, I think Pink Sugar still. Pink Sugar's going to remain with the.
He's still on the team.
Yeah.
He ain't going to win. That was just one of those things that happened.
Oh, Pinky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sniffing that Himalayan salt.
Yeah.
Exactly. He ain't going nowhere. But 7 things I didn't want him in the first place, even though if he was free agent. Injuries and everything, plus the attitude.
Now, who sticks him when we play them? That's what I want to know. Because I remember when we played Buffalo. Was that last year? Is that the game I'm thinking of? Okay, yeah, the year before last when we played them. That was my question then when we had Marcus in fact, yeah, that's when we got Marcus Peters, and then we had Bennett first year. I forgot who.
But see, that's how you got away from us. Who we had? Marcus Peters.
Yeah, and then I was wondering before that game, like who was gonna take Diggs? Like who are we gonna get? And it started off slow, but then eventually he started to get us. Yeah. So I wonder who, because that's the thing. Like it looks good on paper, but then when you put him against who's our best DB?
Now or then?
Oh, now, like now. No
I
games
don't.
played. No, just I guess on paper.
Why? It's kind of hard to say. Judge on paper, it looks pretty good, but it's hard to say until they
Mhm,
get those pads on.
mhm,
No, because they're saying, "Oh, the DBs are doing great in OTA because they're getting a lot of interceptions." It's OTAs. They know they're gonna do that in OTAs. Let's put the pads on where the receiver can actually, do something against them. They really can't do anything. They can't really hit them, because some receivers are very physical.
mhm.
When they get off that line, they'll push a DB, but now they can't do it then in OTAs. But when the pads on, it's a little different. So who's the best? Right now on the team, really don't know.
I'll wait. No, I'm just kidding.
Because Stokes had when he came out, he had a great year. Then he got hurt,
Mhm.
and so then he couldn't stay in the game. He was good when he first came out. Hope we can get that Stokes out of him because he was sticking to everybody.
So he said Stokes would be on Pinky.
Yeah, I'll probably see that because he's a veteran, so he knows some of the tricks and trades of the job. Bennett,
Mm,
this is his third year. He did good last year at the start of the season. Might be the second best as it stands right now.
mhm.
But then they got the Cameron Richardson who really got put in a fire last year. Because remember when Bennett came out, they got put in a fire. And Bennett sucks. Get rid of him. Second year, he turned it around.
He said, he's on the sideline like,
let's see. Let's see if the Cam Richards can turn it around too this year because he got thrown in the fire too. Like, man, coach, I can't play. I don't know what I'm doing. Well,
They
go
ha-
out there because
they
we're hurt.
have this. Yeah,
We
I
have
would
no
say
other DBs can play.
they have the speed. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's got the speed. If they could just keep everything in front and not get worked over the top,
Mm-hmm.
and then eventually you're gonna get that pick six, or what I'm saying, you're gonna get that pick, but just keep everything in front. That's all we can ask. Because until you can pretty much figure out what they like to do and then don't get burned in the process too much. But that's what it is. Like once our adjustments, we definitely got to get better with our second half adjustments because last year we sucked. Everything that we started to, it seems like, do towards the end of the first half, they would switch up everything and then we would just melt away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we won a lot of games until it got towards the end when they figured us out. Like, oh, well, we got this. That's what I was saying. Jack Jones was awesome when he was here. And when he first got here, made the big splash plays because what he was doing, looking in the backfield and reading the quarterback, not reading the receiver. And
Mhm.
so once they figured it out, what happened last year? Double moves, this and that. Back to shoulder passes, you got burnt. So you don't like that. He's a one trick pony. No, I like Jack Jones. Don't get me wrong. But like I said, when Pete Carroll got here, I said Jack is not going to be here any longer. So
Yeah.
wherever I think he signed with Carolina.
Oh, did he sign? Good.
He
Good for
signed with
him.
somebody. I don't remember. Chat, who he signed somewhere.
I don't
I
want to
can't
see
remember
nobody
who it
go
was.
home. I don't want to see nobody homeless, But
Hmm.
but see, and then I don't like how we just got rid of them just for nothing though, because we cut Peters like that and we cut Jack Jones. Like I get it, yeah, they're not making tackles, but damn, look, get something. Like don't just cut. Like get I just don't believe in just freeing people up like that. Like, but make people do their work.
Well,
Make them.
it's still a rookie contract, so they wouldn't get anything for him. I'm sure they put that on the table. So, we don't hear all this stuff. Nobody does.
Mhm.
The office, they know all this stuff. But he was something, I think.
Hey,
But they might have tried to get something for him. They probably could. He's on a rookie deal, so if we cut bases with him, then we ain't gonna lose nothing. We ain't gonna take a big hit.
Dixon,
Hey,
what's
what's
up?
up, Dixon Sider? What's up? What's up? What's up?
Dark, my dog, what's up?
What's it? Jack Jones. Jackson not getting signed. Must have signed with some mark. I thought he signed with somebody. I gotta look that up. I'm gonna look up
I
now.
seen it. He did a podcast, where they try to get you back in good graces with the world. Blame your last team, and then this is your restart, and we're gonna turn it all around. I just wasn't in the right space of mind, but I've been working, I've been practicing, I got my mind where it needs to, that whole
You
thing.
don't say that. That they get,
Yeah.
when you get cut from a team, you gonna say that. We get traded, different story. But cut,
I,
outright cut,
I,
yeah. Well, I'm gonna get my act together. Yeah, of course you are.
I knew
Because you
there
need
was
a job.
trouble. I definitely knew there was trouble brewing when he did that live where he was drinking outside, like on the patio. And then they were, asking him about Patrick Mahomes, all this stuff. And, he was giving props to, Mahomes being the GOAT. But just him sitting there drinking, like during the thing, I said, yeah, this is probably not a good thing. You should probably be practicing somewhere, warming up somewhere, stretching somewhere. Yeah, but everybody, we appreciate you coming, man. Thank you for coming to the Sunday Morning Pillaging Show. We're tackling these things. I know it's kind of dry time right now, but what do we still need? Like I agree. I definitely agree with Twan said. Defensive tackle. We might be okay as far as defensive tackle wise. We're not great. Not saying we're great, but I feel better about the DT room than I do about the DB room for now. That because when you ask that question, who sticks the number one? Who takes Jamar Chase? Who takes Justin Jefferson? You know what I mean? Like who's gonna guard that? And then, but see, that's how teams are gonna scheme against us. Because so they're gonna put their best DB, which is the situation of our DBs. They're going to put their best DB on our best players. So, number 2, wide receiver, you have to burn DB2. That's the job. You have to get open. They're going to try to lock down number 1. DB2 on the opposite team is supposed to get active. You know what I'm saying? Make that second corner for us work because that's where our question mark is in that secondary. And with Wilkins there would have been different because that would have been some added pressure. That would have took pressure off the DBs. But now, hopefully this doesn't expose us. You know what I mean? Like it's a bad combination of losing a good DT and not having the best, or excuse me, just say the strongest secondary.
What was that? Clowney expected to sign a 1 or 2 year deal with another team for $16 million. Bring them in. For not that much.
Yeah,
Maybe 4.
Yeah, I said
maybe
3-4
4.
million.
4 for 1 year deal. Yeah, maybe 3. But that's a little steep. He's doing okay, but he's not the one we expected to come out of college.
Yeah,
that's a little too steep for me. That's 10 out. Like we got 30 something, 36, $32 million in salary cap right now left over. And and they still got to play players extend, maybe Colton Miller. Jacoby Myers, I don't know what they're gonna do with him, but maybe take a team friendly deal for Jacoby because he wants to stay here too. But then signing out, that's too much for me. Only person I would say probably can go for like 10 million would be a Jalen Ramsey. I can see that because he's a veteran. He's a G-back and he's not bad.
Yeah.
So I don't see Clowney coming here for that much.
Yeah, we've been talking about Clowney for years now. I'll say just looking for a payday. And I don't know. It's like he doesn't really stick anywhere.
He doesn't. He's been at multiple teams.
I feel like he's not like a team, but he's just there for the money. Like, I'm just going to take this check, visit this city and state for a little bit and then go on to the next one.
Mm-hmm. Whoever had me. He's been traveling a lot. Because if he was a top-notch defense, like, everybody, I thought he would be. He'd be just one team his whole career, or maybe 2 at the most. But he's been like 3 or 4 different teams. Like, that's a journeyman, and journeymen don't deserve $10 million a year.
Yeah, and then like Chuan said, well, I say for both too dark too. Attending the top CB wouldn't hurt because I mean, we've done worse. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at the Wilkins thing. We brought him in, he got hurt. So, hey, it happens. But we got to still we can't shy away from doing it because I mean, we can't take this money with us. Or I say I ain't got it, but the Raiders, you can't take the money with you. So you might as well spend it. And I mean, at least just spend it on players that if they were proven, say the last 7 years they were dominant, and it just so happens that they come to us and the 8th year is unlucky, oh well, at least you did your part. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, be aggressive, because I mean, because DB definitely need a top DB. Did someone say what's his face? From oh goodness, uh, he was on Dallas, I think, last year. Was he on Dallas? No, he was on the Vikings last year. Started off. Where did he start off? Oh goodness. But anyway, he's a free agent. He went to a couple teams. He was on Dallas, I think, before that. Then he went to the Vikings. Is he still available? In the chat, help me. I'm spacing on his name. DB.
I'm trying to figure what you're talking about.
Yeah. Damn it. Free agent. He was one of the top. Where the hell was he at? I forgot the first place. Was he at Houston? Oh my goodness. I can't even think of his damn last name right now. He has the braids. Damn, where was he at before? Oh my lord. I can't even think of his damn number. I want to say he was at the Vikings. He signed like a one year deal. Veteran. Used to be lockdown corner. Goodness, I can't think of his damn name, but it'll come. But anyway, but yeah, like a veteran DB. You know, I would love for them to pull off. I know the money situation, but I mean, at least you're getting a player you know is going to ball out, and he is a dog, and that would take pressure off Porter. That would take pressure off the guys that we got in there. I'm still trying to think of his damn name.
I'm looking up right now.
I could see the player. I'm just like, he was on Minnesota. Yeah, I was saying that was last year.
Was he a cornerback or a safety?
Corner.
Brian, you know Myron Murphy?
No, should have been the other one, the other starter. Gilmore, thank you. Gilmore.
Oh, Gilmore?
Yeah, damn, I couldn't think of his damn name. Oh, so he started with the Patriots. Thank you. I was trying to think, where the hell did he start with? Was it? Yeah, the Patriots. Stephon Gilmore.
I don't see him on the free agency list.
Yeah, Gilmore. Oh, okay, so maybe he did sign somewhere. Yeah, because I was gonna say that would be just someone that he's not as quick and everything, but I don't know. Just we need a vet. You know, it'd be good to have a vet because then someone to recognize coverage and communicate it to this, you know, to the younger guys.
Yeah, there are plenty of veteran cornerbacks out there. Some look like most of them signed though, but you know, let's see. Let's see when you sign.
We never heard no more from Xavier Howard either, huh? After last year.
Who?
Remember Xavier Howard for the Dolphins?
Yeah, I'm saying who?
Yeah. Something happened with him because he got something in the news or whatever. I forgot, like legal, and then.
Oh, wasn't it the guy that had legal troubles with his wife or what, a girlfriend or something like that?
Something like that.
Yeah. He's the Mark Davis and one of those guys. Anybody that's domestic violence or robberies or anything like that, Mark Davis have hands off. I don't care how good he is, he's not coming to the organization. I think he has something to do with his wife. I can't be sure, so I don't want to put any falsehoods out there.
Yeah.
But it's something to do with his girlfriend, wife, fiance, or although he's texting pictures to this is his girlfriend. Sent some naked pictures to the girlfriend's son.
Yeah, now I remember that. Yeah, it was something like that. He sent some pictures to
his young kid.
Yeah, something like that.
Get back at her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, and then the Martinez one had nothing to do with that. We had enough problems already with the rug situation. The what's his name? Arnett situation. Arnett, and then the other guys have DUIs. He's trying to keep the organization clean, and free of all these conspiracies and everything else, which I give him credit for doing.
Yeah,
that one it did. That would pick him the right way. That didn't care, but I see what Mark Davis trying to do.
Yeah, and then like with the rug situation, with I just feel. Like I'm a person all about redemption, right? Like all about people getting a second. Well, certain people, not everybody, deserves a second chance. Like, like assault and stuff like that. People that touch kids and all that. I feel like
No, hell no.
there's no place for forgiveness in my heart ever.
You touch
That's
kids, you
that's for
belong.
God to.
You
Yeah,
touch kids and like that, you belong under the damn prison. I don't even want to see you.
yeah.
You know,
That's for God. That's for God to forgive you for, not me.
no, I wouldn't take that. No,
Yeah,
domestic violence, no, like that Ray Rice thing and all that stuff. Like that's his personal life, but still, you're a man that bench presses 400 pounds, and you become a woman like hitting her, not just like pushing around, hitting her like she's a grown man. I can't see that,
yeah.
that kind of stuff. But there's nobody really out there. I'm looking at free agency. Mostly everybody already signed. Only thing we hope for is some guys get cut, maybe because they're not really, cut out for the team. So most of the guys are signed. And then somebody said wide receiver. Let me see any wide receivers out there. I'm looking on Sport Track right now to see who signed out. Wide receivers. And there's really nobody out there.
Sorry about that. My cats are trying to fornicate, if you will.
It was that time of year.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, knock it off. We're live right now. You ain't trying to get shut down.
I don't see any receivers out there because, like I said, we got receivers in the room.
Yeah, where did what's his name go? Lockett. Did he already sign?
Lockett signed with. Let me see if I find his name.
Oh, Lockett. Pop, Lockett. Pop, dropping Lockett.
Where you at, Lockett? I think he signed with somebody. I don't know.
Dang.
Try to find his name. Oh, Lockett signed with Tennessee Titans.
Ugh, that's ugly.
Well, he's getting paid, so he don't care. He's getting $4 million.
That's crazy. Pete was like, "Come on, man. We got this new stadium. You know what I mean?" He's like, I know how you do." And he's like, "Nah, Pete, I'm going to Tennessee, man."
They wanted DK Metcalf wanted to come here.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted too much money, said he wanted too much.
I think we got the best Seattle player because if we were gonna get any of them, yeah, DK would have been nice too, but nobody to throw it to him really. But you know what I'm saying. But at least with Geno, we got the best. I think we got the best out of that deal between that trio.
Well, we had a choice: get a quarterback or get a receiver. Well, we can get receivers all we want to, but who's gonna throw the ball? Minshew?
Yeah.
Nope. ALC? Maybe. Bradley? Carter? Nope. Mm-mm. We need a quarterback that can get the ball. That quarterback can do something. Just like I said.
Yeah.
Marvin Gaye playing back. Oh, that's what he did. He brought his guy that he worked with. That he actually resurrected Geno's career. The cats out there having a good time, huh?
Man, they are real trying
Did you get some of that catnip? You know, the kind of catnip I'm talking about.
That dip. That dip.
They must have gotten your stash. Like, oh, yeah, I feel good.
Usually they chill out like when I'm live. They'll kind of settle down, but yeah, they amped up today.
Mm-hmm. They got in that stash, like, yeah, what they don't know, Daddy won't want Daddy. You're gonna start feeling good today. Think you're gonna ignore us to do a podcast. Hell no, we're gonna have fun.
That cat Nipsey Hustle right there, though.
Exactly.
Yeah, Nipsey Hustle.
So Sam Darnold, I was looking at what they're paying these quarterbacks when he signed. Sam Darnold will get $33 million a year off of one good year. And that's what the Raiders be good for. When a quarterback had one good year, another team, oh yeah, he's gonna be good for us, like Minshew.
Yeah.
Okay, what happens? Because you stink the bed up, and we're notorious for that.
Yeah, and it was crazy because some of Raider Nation too was saying like, yeah, let's get Darnold. I'm like, bro, he's had one good year. Like, at least Geno had 3 pretty good, decent years. Like Sam Darnold literally just had a good year last year.
Like I said earlier, so did Kirk Cousins when he was playing Minnesota. He had a great year, and then when the Lions do, well, we're gonna pay you $40 million. Mm-hmm. And what do you do? Absolutely nothing.
You like that?
Yeah, pretty well. I take it back. He had in the first part of the season, he had some good games, but now that just fell off the wagon. Like, yeah. So $100 million for Sam Darnold. I watched him at USC. Good luck with that. I didn't
Yeah.
think it was that good at USC.
Mm-mm. John David Booty was better.
He was. Actually, he
Ooh,
was better. I thought he should have started.
man.
And Minshew went to Kansas City. That's gonna be funny. What if we
Yeah.
play Kansas City in that game and what you call him getting knocked out the game somehow?
I wish. I pray that every
And
year.
they bring Minshew in.
I pray that every year, and it never happens.
But they
So
also assigned Zappy too. So Minshew's got to battle Zappy for that number 2 spot. That's funny.
they got
They
Zach.
it's funny. They signed Minshew 2 or 3 days later. They signed Zappy.
That's
That's a wow. That's a slap to the face.
damn. Zappy's hella small too. I think, huh?
Hmm?
Is he? He's smaller, huh? Zappy.
I don't know. Let me see. Zappy is they don't say here. Zappy. They don't say his height. I don't know.
Hmm.
Yeah, it just don't show his height, but probably it don't really matter
Yeah.
because I don't think they'll keep that Kermit the Frog up. They'll never get a chance to see the light of day on the field. What is Bailey Zappi? I'm curious now since you mentioned
He's like, got to know. Got to
it.
know.
Yeah, yeah, 'cause I'm tired of these little guys. I'm tired of Pete. I'm sure Pete Carroll saw that too when he's watching some of his games. Like, damn, Raiders are small. They're like Pop Warner football guys.
Say what's up.
Zappy is 26 years old.
Say what's up to Uncle Chris. She didn't want to talk today.
Zappy's 6'1", so he's not small. He's 6'1", so he's not little.
Okay, same size as me.
Mm.
So, like,
He's not no that dude from Arizona small. So yeah,
damn.
uh,
I swear I seen Kyler Murray, right? I was coming back. Was that from Vegas or going to? I was either going to or coming back from that Jets game. And I was at the airport eating at one of the little spots in there, and I swear it was him, but I couldn't tell. But I didn't want to be like, "Hey, what's up, Bill?" You know what I'm saying? But I swear, dude looked dead on him, and like same hair, everything, and like I just didn't know for sure. About the same size, but you know what I'm saying. I didn't want to look like an ass, but yeah. So I
what's
never.
up, Roshat? Hey, thanks for joining the show. So him and Minshew are the same size, 6'1", so they're the same size. So
Oh damn.
like I said, I got tired of running out the midget patrol out there on the field. Like, come on, man, let's get some bigger guys in here.
Yeah.
Come on now. Yeah.
Yep. That's the thing. When I think about it in whole, like on the offense, I worry about the line. Like I'm confident in Mostert and Genty. I'm confident in the wide receiver core because I definitely feel like it's better than it was last year.
Shit, they're bigger and
Yeah.
faster.
Yeah. So like that's the thing. The only thing that holds me up is the line. Like that's the only thing that could go wrong. You know what I'm saying? Because if the line improved, then we've improved. Guaranteed.
Yeah, that's always the case, because let me shut this down.
And like on defense, I worry about the DB room. You know what I mean? Like mostly the corners. I worry about the corners. The linebackers, I actually have faith in this year. The DT room, I think, is going to be a little balanced. It's not going to be like where one person is dominant and everyone is. I think it's going to be a little bit of everybody chipping in, everyone, coming together. But with the DB room, I feel like it could go just like it did for Bennett. It could go just like it did for Richardson last year, until it all comes together.
Well, like I said, I like what Ron said earlier. Okay, sit out Wilkins. If he's not better by the 8th, 9th game where he can't even touch the field, this is the rest of the season. We got 2 years left for him. We got one way or the other. We got to pay for him. People said trade him. No, why? No, we can keep him. Let him sit out. Let him heal properly. Let them just get the feel of the game, get the feel of what they're doing. Not to just watch, and then also coach on the sideline. If he's on the sideline, like help the other D tackles out. So you can do that. If he's not better by week 8, week 9, like nah, sit him out. And then if he does want to come in, don't rush him back. So we got enough D tackles there that can rotate in and out. We got that guy Pegasus to see how he does. Tonka Hemingway. Yeah, he's a rookie. Tonka Booker. Lashley Tassie's not going to play on the line defense. He's going to play in the offensive line.
They're laughing.
So we got Adam Butler. So we got a room we can rotate in and rotate out, which we didn't have before, but now we do. And putting Tyree Wilson. Just trying to put Tyree Wilson on defensive tackle. They tried that. He did all right, but they can put him in NASCAR package. Yeah, but
I was gonna say if he don't get his narrow self to the end somewhere, because he don't have the leg. He don't have the legs to be pushing. You know what I'm saying? No pushing, no piling from the middle.
no.
He's definitely going to be an edge, and like I see him as like a bat down the balls type player. Like if you find yourself where you can't get to the quarterback, at least bat the ball down. Like how teams do against us. They wait and then knock our stuff down. So that's it, Tyree. At the very least, bro, develop that. If
like
you can't, yeah.
Like Mascot said, we had a little boy man throwing the ball, so yeah, you can bat those balls down.
Because Drake May, the first game, first thing that matters, Drake May. He can do both. He can run. You know what I mean? That's the only thing that worries me about that first matchup is him being able to wing it. He's going to be fresh legs. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. Game 1, fresh legs. Everything is brand new. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what they're going to do. They don't know what we're
going to do neither. So we're brand new too. They don't know what we're going to do. So basically, both these teams are getting a fresh start, fresh new coaches, fresh new staff. And we know what McDummy likes to do. So unless he changed, but he proven that he can't change. So we don't know what we're going to do.
Yeah. I would look at everything that he tried to do with Devontae and study, because when he had Jacoby and what's his name, that was the best blueprint of what McDaniels likes to do. You force feed people the ball. So like that's what we can bank on that. He's stubborn. That's the good thing about McDaniels. He's stubborn in his way, and we know from what he tried to do with us, that's his little offense. So we're I mean, he has Diggs and he has, I forgot, was it I forgot who the other person was, but anyway, they
let's see. Like you said, Tyree's gonna be cool this year, y'all. Well, he had better be. He's out of here. This is his third year.
Hope so.
He better be. Now he gonna get his walking papers if he's still on the team by the end of this year. He's gonna get his walking papers. But I like what Rochat says here. Yeah. He said if Tom Brady don't want Sam Darnold, I totally agree because he can detect the killer instinct. He believes that Darnold does not have it. Yeah, there's some games like in the playoffs. Boy, did he shit the bed. Excuse my language. Yeah. Man, he can get anything right because they knew how to defend him. Yeah. He had Jefferson out there, the other guy, and he couldn't give him the ball. So why would we want a quarterback like that? His last game of the season looked like this is his first time ever playing football. And then he wanted the big payday, $40 million. Like, yeah, no, get out of here. Walk. You can go. So I think we did good.
Somebody said it earlier, but Jason Campbell, because if anybody remembers that period, we had made the switch to pretty much Jason Campbell, and we started to actually put some good games together. He was actually dual threat. He was able to run, but good with his arm, but unfortunately he got injured and it broke our spirits. You know what I'm saying? Because we were actually putting together, he was actually a smart quarterback, definitely just solid. And that, for some reason, bro, that's what I go to when I think about Geno Smith. It's like the resurrection of what Jason Campbell was going to get ready to start doing.
Yeah, I liked it. I said, we finally got it. Now we got a quarterback now going forward. Boop, boop.
Yeah. And
I said it gets hurt.
Because everyone that knows he was the closest thing to a pretty solid quarterback since the Gannon era. That was we had finally had a stop leak to the quarterback situation.
That's what I thought we had. That was it. But then he got hurt, and that was over him. Twan says McDaniels is going to have his guys ready. Oh yeah, well, most everybody will. That's the first game of the season, especially McDaniels, because he definitely won't get revenge on the Raiders.
One second.
After getting fired on with his kids out trick or treating, that's pretty bad. You know, I'm out with my kids, and they got to get a phone call. Hey, guess what? What? Trick or treat? Nope, it's not a trick. This is a treat for us. You're fired. Man, like, damn, how would that make you feel out there with your kids? And then your boss call you, say, "Yeah, man, don't come in tomorrow, or ever." Yeah, he don't have him ready because he wants revenge. Now, he think he might know how to beat the defense. It's a new defense, so his little things he did before. Oh, I know his defense. I know Patrick Graham. I don't know. They changing their scheme around, and Pete Carroll will make sure of that. Yeah, so yeah, that's true. Rock, Hugh Jackson and Jason Campbell were clicking. And I thought we had something there until he got hurt. And no, we got a starting quarterback for the next few years. Maybe draft somebody else. Nope, that didn't kind of pass. Got hurt. And that was pretty much the end of his career. But said Dales knew the writing on the wall was, yeah, well, he saw how the crowd reacted to him. He saw how the players react to him. So he probably had that feeling that he might not be there. He thought he probably last the rest of the season, finish out his career, finish it out, then he's out. But halfway through the season, they said, "No, bye, Charlie, get the hell out of here." You know. So yeah, he probably knew because he had that meeting with the players and they let it out, and he like, "Oh shit, really? They hit me that much?" Yeah, they do. We don't want you no more, but we can't fire you. That's up to the owner. Sure enough, couple games later, he was out of here.
Out of here like last year.
Yeah, he was gone. Which made the nation happy because we did win some games. We were like 1, 2 games out of playoffs. Couldn't beat Minnesota. Couldn't get that touchdown that we could have had, but Mr.
Renfro
dropped the ball. So, but it is what it is. It's done. It's over with. Let's move past all that, and we'll see. And speaking of Renfro, I'm happy for him that he signed with Carolina where he's at home. So good for him. But we ain't got to play him this year, so good.
Let's see. Let me see if I can pull this out without pulling stuff in. Let me show you something. Oh, I got my Raider wall over here.
I don't know. They still got time at the kickoff and punt return thing. I don't know if Jeff's still here. They still.
I don't know if you guys can see that.
It's a Renfro.
Nah.
This is Blair.
Yeah.
Who is that?
AOC. Somebody was selling it, and like they were selling like hella cards in the street, right? And then I just seen, what I'm saying, the Raider, of course, and I'm like, what, AOC? I said, oh yeah, I got to get that because I was thinking, we were thinking AOC was gonna have a big year, and then he did not. But I got that one for like $1, and then I got this one. I know you know what that is now.
Still can't see too clear.
Oh,
remember my old man, dude. I got to wear glasses. Come on now.
Oh damn, my bad.
Ken Griffey.
The kid. That was my favorite baseball player growing up. The kid.
I'm gonna look at these stats from last year.
Let me see. We didn't have many. That's what I was saying. Like, what did we do well last year? Nothing.
Punt.
Yeah, we did punt well. Now punt coverage, not so much.
Now I'm looking at this. McCormick had 183 total yards rushing because remember he started playing total. His total for the whole year. 5 games, he got hurt.
Zamir had 3 yards more than that.
No, Zamir I had 183 yards too in 8 games.
Wow, that's crazy.
Clean him out.
Damn.
So, it did 2.8 yards a carry. Zamir had 4.7. Abdullah actually had the same as McCormick, 4.7. Played in 16 games, 311 yards. So the rushing was horrific. We all know that.
Yeah.
Well, this should get better.
Yeah.
So,
if you can't run,
Yeah. Tucker had a good receiver. I mean, he did all right. He did a lot of balls he couldn't catch because he over his head or underthrown. He still had 539 yards and 3 touchdowns. Should have more. Bowers had 5, which I hope that increases up to 8 to 10
Yeah.
touchdowns.
Yeah. And see, it's crazy how they were using him too, because they were just putting him all over the field, little short thing, just getting him the ball because he could break tackles. So you know what I mean? That's dangerous. And then even Jacoby, when Jacoby gets the ball, he can at least make one person miss. Like wow. And then I'm saying it's even with Besh. I was gonna say this thing can be dangerous, bro, because these guys they don't drop many balls. Like even with Tucker didn't.
They don't drop balls at all.
You feel me? So like, really, we got an accurate passer, accurate group. This could get funky. They might forget to even hand it to Genty. Like, oh damn, I forgot we got to run the ball too. All right,
Yeah, looking at Devontae Adams last year was with us. Only played in 3 games. Only had 209 yards receiving the whole year. So the games he played 3.
No.
No,
I mean, I don't want to say that. I'm not, I'm gonna shout to Carr and his speedy recovery.
I didn't like how it went down, but that's football business. So I don't blame him. I know some parts I don't blame because he don't want to get killed out there because Minshew was throwing medicine balls up and down the field. I don't blame him. Like I can get out of here because I'm gonna get killed. Which
I got to get the F out of here. Or someone's gonna get me killed.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, catch the ball. You die, you die. Catch the ball. Sorry, no. I was just playing. That was a little extreme. I know.
Yeah, Jack Jones left with three interceptions. Like I said, he wasn't a bad year, but I think he got burnt more than he got anything else.
Yeah. Well, I think actually because the contract thing, because I still think he hasn't signed his contract yet. So, but I do like that he's at least out there. He's not like I ain't gonna play unless I sign. He's still been practicing and shit. So,
who, Jack Jones?
No, Besh.
Oh yeah,
because he's not under contract technically, but he's still he's been active in the camps and stuff like that. So.
Well, he can't participate. I don't think he can participate in training camp until he signs a contract. I think he's waiting on to see what all the rest of the rookies, because he was a 2nd-round pick.
Yeah.
So he's waiting to see what the rest of the rookies are getting so they can negotiate. So I'm a 2nd-round pick, so I should get this. Because he's a 2nd round, he don't get that 5th-year option.
I think is it Shamar Stewart, the one that's holding him up? Because he's not signing his. And I think they're trying to either base it off his or it was or it was either that Higgins got all that guaranteed money. And I think now that just messed it up for everybody because everyone's like, okay, well then what am I supposed to get? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I think
he's based on more off the rookies. You can't base off the vets.
Yeah, that was a rookie. There was Higgins from Iowa State.
I'm thinking about the guy from Cincinnati.
Yeah. Oh no, you talking about T. Higgins?
Yeah, T. Higgins. Yeah, okay. Well, yeah. So basically, gonna see what they're getting because if they're picked in 1st or 2nd round, you want to see how much these guys are going to get. She don't be searching. I'm sure the Raiders going to pay him something. They're not going to let him walk out the door.
Damn right. I like that. We're going to die any effing way. Catch the ball while you at it.
Well, tonight is Game 7 of the NBA Finals. You watching it?
Oh yeah. I'm actually. I don't know why, but I'm going for the Pacers.
Me too. I don't even care really. But if anybody want the Pacers to win, I don't like OKC because they're in our conference anyway. So
yeah, I don't like that either. Yeah, but it should be a good because it's so crazy because it went all kind of different ways. Because before the series even started, they were like, how is Indiana going to keep up at points wise with OKC? And they've been doing pretty well. It's been a couple blowouts here and there, but it's been going both ways.
Yeah, it's a smart market team. I'm sure everybody's watching it from Indiana. The whole state of Indiana's watching it. You know that.
Yeah.
Finally, finally get their chance to get a NBA championship, which eluded them because the Lakers beat them. You know, so
And
we'll
is
see.
Bird still the guy? Is he still the Oh, okay. Oh, I was gonna say, is he still owner of a I was gonna say this would be his last chance to sniff a title.
I don't know. I don't follow. Only team I follow is the Lakers. No, that's it. I don't worry about any other team.
Oh,
But
I
it's
forgot.
good.
My bad. I shouldn't have said that name. I forgot that name. Means it's different to Laker fans than it is to,
Oh
everybody
yeah,
else.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in them days.
Yeah.
I was there one of the finals.
Yeah.
When anyway, I won't talk about that. But yeah, let's see. So the chat said what we need: wide receiver and D tackle. Is that it?
D tackle, wide receiver, or DB one, possibly two, and a guard. But I actually think we're good on the guard
I
situation.
think I think since they're moving Mumford over to his actual original spot he played in college,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's what he was good at. He's a big kid, so
Yeah.
put him next to JPJ, put him between Colt Miller and JPJ.
Mm-hmm.
Got Galazo there. I'm with not Whitehair. I won't say Whitehair. God damn it, Meredith.
Yeah.
I'm with Meredith Kappa because Kappa getting a bad rap because he was hurt last year
Mm-hmm.
and new system, new everything else. But when he was at Tampa Bay, he did pretty good.
Yeah. And
He's
if Tom Brady trusts him, I trust him.
he's a vet. And he was good at what he did. He just went to different teams, was hurt most of the year, and new system. So I know he finished first in every wrong category, but at least he's a veteran that's on our team.
Mm-hmm.
That can help out the youngest because basically we got Rogers who's up battle. I think it's the left side or right side. I just took it down. Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
Put it back up again. You got Rogers there battling on one of the sides. I can't remember which one. Hold up, man. Pull it back up.
It's going to help JPJ out too, having Kappa as a good vet on the side.
Yeah, right guard is Kappa and Rogers.
Mm-hmm.
And on the left side, they got Parham down here. Mm-hmm. I hope that's not the case. And then they got Meredith. This is ESPN, so I don't know how much they updated. But man, let me go to the Raiders site. ESPN, I don't trust them anyway anymore.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I trust YouTube over ESPN.
Right? You should. I'll tell you what, I trust the chat more than I trust ESPN. Let's see.
Shout to the chat too.
Yeah, let's see here. Here we go. Where's depth chart? Let me go with you guys. Because you guys know better than we do.
I had one pulled up too for the last one. It was supposed to be the predicted lineup or depth chart.
Oh, the Raiders don't have it out yet. Well, of course.
Well, this one was like a prediction of kind of so far. Let me see.
Oh, here you go. This one, yeah. Okay. I don't want to pay for this, man. Get out of here. I'm not paying for anything.
You said for anything.
No.
Okay.
Oh, I don't want to subscribe to it. $15 a year. That's too much money for me.
So how many cheeses are these?
I forget it. I'm done with you guys. I'm not paying $15 a year. You know what that is for me?
That's what I ain't gonna do.
That's a pack of smokes. I ain't not doing. No, but I got faith in the coaching staff and the administration now, especially that we snatched that guy from Philadelphia, Hunt. I'm really confident because he's a scout and he knows how to bring talent. So I'm confident we can do. Yeah, I agree with you. That's his job, dude. Remember, Rents work for a company, and a lot of times they'll have him do a script, say this, say that. So he's getting paid for doing it from the company, Chat Sports. So sometimes they say, "No, Rents, you don't go on air. Just what you're gonna say," because if he knows that he's in the studio most of the time, but when he's not doing it, he's at home. You don't see any rare background behind him
Yeah,
at all. So that's when the boss is paying you the money and they tell you to do something, either you do it or you get fired. So he has to do what they tell him.
that part.
They probably say, "Hey, guess what, Miss Friends? There's a rumor going around about the Raiders sign Patrick Mahomes this off season. Go out there and say that." What? We know better than that, but you're gonna have to say it. His inside sources tell him. So it is what it is.
I don't
What's
know if
that?
you. Damn. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it, but this is their estimated pretty much depth chart of kind of what it's gonna be. Let me see. Let me go back to
Hit Control Plus and make them bigger.
Control Plus.
You can see a little bit.
Let me see. Which one plus? Okay, there we go. Did it do anything?
It's a little fuzzy, but I can see it. I had to look at another screen. I had to pull it up. I don't
All
know if
right.
Jack can see it or not.
So basically for the quarterbacks, they have us with Geno Smith, Aiden, and Cam Miller.
Mm-hmm. That sounds about right.
Yeah, I could see that. And
Yeah, that sounds about
then
right.
I was gonna say because with Cam Miller, probably practice squad or something like that, and then that way we could
Well,
just have Aiden and Geno as the 1-2. So that way we could pick up another add another player instead of having three quarterbacks. That'll be a position for another, hopefully lineman or something.
no, they can't put him on a practice squad.
Somebody might snatch him.
Yeah, somebody
Okay.
might snatch him. That's when you don't want to put your draft picks on practice squad so early like that, especially a
Yeah.
quarterback, because the league is hungry for quarterbacks. Because soon as one quarterback go down, he'll be the first one that they'll go draft and snatch him up.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll be on a depth chart as a third quarterback, not a practice squad.
Damn.
I mean, he will be on a practice squad, but not, what I'm saying, not officially on a practice squad.
Unless they try to stash him like they did like McCormick, how they
Yeah,
some kind of reserve or something like that.
yeah, like the Dalton Wagner. The stash so they can't get him. So they
Yeah.
practice squad because one of these teams, like, when he was a quarterback, Ravens got Cam Miller on practice squad, let's go get him. And he's gone. And then now we're down to two quarterbacks. No. If anything, I'll put my thing. I'll put Bradley on practice squad. Somebody actually will say, "Oh, well, that's fine, whatever."
Yeah. Okay, I could. So for the running back situation, of course they got Ashton Genty, Raheem Mostert, and then they're having Sincere McCormick, Zamir White, Dylan Lobby, and Chris Collier would be the rotation.
I don't think Lobby's going to be in a running back rotation. He might be, but I think he's going to be more of a special teamer to me.
Yeah.
He'd probably be in the running back room, but I think he'd be more of a special teamer. He probably, if he goes to running back, he probably won't see the field unless we're blowing somebody out or we're getting our ass kicked, which I don't think is going to happen this year. But I think he'll be in there like, yeah, you know what? We're up 35-13. It's 5 minutes left in the game. Get in the lobby and see what you got. Against not a good team because they can't come back, but I don't see him as a running back rotated piece. More a special team guy.
Yeah, they definitely see Sincere McCormick, over both of them, which would be true because Zamir has the fumbling issues last year, and so did Dylan Labe. So, of course, I would definitely, until they clean that up, I might have to go with my guys that are going to keep the ball on our side.
The serious got to stay healthy, but as we were speaking earlier, he won't see the field as much. He'll probably come in on special downs or special plays or something, or just give the first two guys a little, hey, just sit down for 2 plays, put some in for a couple plays, just to give the guys a little breather. You know,
Mhm.
so he won't be like the main guy out there.
So wide receiver, they have us with projected starters. They're saying Jacoby Myers, Trey Tucker, and rookie Dante Thornton.
That can flop right away between Thornton and Tucker because I don't think it really matters who starting wide receivers are because the Chip Kelly offense he's gonna have multiple sets. So
Mhm.
you know that Myers will be out there one way or the other.
Uh,
Number one, number two, I don't know, but you
And
know he'll be out there.
it's crazy. It says, projected starters Jacoby Myers, Trey Tucker, and rookie Dante Thornton outperformed Jack Besh in OTAs.
That's what I was hearing.
Yeah.
Thornton actually outperformed Besh
Yeah,
in
which
OTA.
is a good thing. I like that. I like that because that's the one we really need to be really good. The
Yeah,
6'5", four,
4-3.
4-3 running. I mean, Besh will, get it, but he's a different kind of, he's like
And
that.
just like I said, Besh is more like that Jacoby guy.
Mhm.
He's that type of receiver. He's that guy that if you need a catch right now,
Mhm.
Besh will get it. It's third down and 10, like goddamn, Besh will get that 11, 12-yard catch down the field.
Mhm.
He's
Yeah.
that type of receiver. He's not by all means going to stretch the field. I mean, he can get downfield, like I said earlier, but he's not going to be reliable. I mean, dependable to do that. Like, hey, you know what? We need 7 yards for a first down. Put Besh out there, but no, a good hands guy.
Yeah. I like that as a four. Like, say if it was a 4 wide receiver set, I
Oh,
like that.
he'll be out there.
I like that.
If it was a single setback, 4 receivers, Besh be out there.
Yeah, I was gonna say that would look pretty good. Meyer, and then that's without Bowers.
Yeah.
So for the starting, we can figure who 1 and 2 is for the tight end room of Mayer and Bowers. But they have they're saying that we're just gonna kind of go with the 2-man, but we have depth with Ian Thomas, Justin Shorter, Conroy, I think.
Runyon, that's not going to be there.
Yeah.
Conroy's not going to be there. Shorter might be a practice squad guy.
Yeah.
He'd be a special team guy. He'd be a practice squad guy. And they
Mhm.
don't have the other guy. Ishmael's not even in there listed, but he's on the team.
Yeah.
It's just not because he's more of the receiving type tight end. He's not a blocker
Yeah.
like Bear stuff is. But he can block, but he's not the tight end need for blocking. He's more like one of those like Darren Waller type, one of those guys like go downfield and catch it.
We like that. We like that type. Minus the injuries. But
Oh yeah.
so offensive line, of course. For the tackles, they'll have Colton Miller, Charles Grant, and DJ Glaze, I guess, Charles Grant and DJ Glaze and Mumford are rotating at right tackle.
That's not what's going on right now. I don't know how old this is. That's not going on right now.
Yeah, because
Because
Mumford went to guard. He went
he
to
took him out the tackle. They took him out the tackle slot. It still shows on a lot of depth chart, but that's what they're saying. But I think they moved him to that guard position, his original place he played for most of his college career. At guard, only played tackle that 1 year when the tackle of Ohio State was hurt. So
yeah,
he said, yeah, I'll take over. So he's more of a guard than he's a tackle. It's
yeah.
like
So
JBJ is more of a center than he's a guard.
yep, they'll have Glaze and pretty much Grant, I guess, rotating that. Well,
Grant's going to take over the left side.
what I thought, Mumford. I thought Mumford's going to the left.
Oh, I'm talking about left tackle. Oh, guard. He'll be a left guard. That's what they put him at. That's what he was
Oh
in
yeah,
college. He was a left guard, I think. If I'm wrong, Chad, let me know. But he
yep.
was a guard in college, most of his college career.
This,
So,
yeah. They said Alex Kappa likely solidifying right guard.
yeah. You got to find out with Meredith, though.
Yeah, because and then that just puts Parham out of there.
Well, they got him, on depth chart, but I don't see it. And they said, well, won't you make Parham a backup center? Yeah, well, he was a center. He got pushed back still, so no.
Yeah. So we're gonna jump to the defense because, I want to see what they feel the cornerback room was, but I already see some errors. They still got people here that weren't. So Edge, no secret.
Yeah.
Max Crosby, Tyree Wilson, Charles Snowden, Andre Carter. Did they cut him or is he still there?
I think I don't know. Let me look. Why you got that pulled up?
Okay.
Andre Carter. Let's see. Let's go there.
He said leaky tofu. That's hella crazy. Ain't said
I could always get. I always butcher his name.
ain't said laugh. And you said Laffy Taffy. The second time was hella funny.
Yeah, Laffy Taffy.
The Laffy
Let's
Taffy.
see.
Do, 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 do.
See, we Marty Burns. See, that was back in May.
That's what I thought. I was like, I thought I heard some. They said his name.
What was his name again? Who was talking about?
Andre Carter.
And he's a what, defensive tackle?
Yeah, edge rusher.
Nope, he's gone.
Okay.
They got on the list. They got Coons. They got I'm not going to say his name. OG4, whatever his name is.
Oh,
John Joyner.
Uga Mama Gouda.
Yeah, they got Jafari Harvey, which I was surprised. UDFA. I was surprised they got him. I thought he'd be gone in the draft. He was undrafted.
Mm-hmm.
From where's it from? SMU. So
yeah.
they got him. Yeah, Carter's not there.
Okay. So for interior line, they have defensive Wilkins still recovering from foot injury. Matthew Butler, I don't think is even there.
He's gone.
He's gone. And
then, good pay.
Yeah, so this is a little old right here.
Yes, that's not updated.
And then for linebackers, they have Landon Roberts, Devin White, starters, and then backups. Yeah, I think this is older because they got Amari Burney. Hell no.
And Amari Burney's not either. Yeah, they got cut May too. Yeah, so this thing's not updated. So
yeah, but and then check out the cornerback room.
They got Jack Jones.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's got Jack Jones, Jacorian Bennett.
This thing is hella old.
Yeah. So safeties, plus new signee Jeremy Chin, Isaiah Palomalo, Chris Smith, Thomas Harper, Trey Taylor.
Yeah, this is not updated at all. Those guys gone since May, and we're already almost in July. Yeah.
Yeah. So the linebackers. I don't think it's added. Pretty much the most recent couple. Yeah, because it has Roberts and it has Devin White, but it doesn't have Smith or what's his face. But yeah. So basically, our secondary, is kind of wait and see.
Well, I'm confident they'll pull out because, like I said, we got Pete Carroll's DB coach, and plus we got that guy Johnson that's there to help out. So I'm confident they'll be all right. If we can get pressure up the middle and pressure on the sides, the quarterback won't have time to try to pick and choose. You know what I mean? Adam Butler's still there. He did great last year.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, the other defense tackle will be rotating in and out. So, Chris Wilson, if Wilkins can't make it, so I'm confident they can stay with it. Because I said to Cam Richardson, this is the year this is second year. This year you got to prove it. Last year you got thrown in the fire, like I said earlier. Same thing happened to Corey Bennett. This year you got to show something. And I didn't hear anything from OTAs about him, anything going on. So that's not a good sign for him when nobody's talking about you. Everybody's talking more about Porter than you. So you either step it up or you're going to be on that bench or you're going to be out of here.
Yeah, I'm so glad to hear Thornton is stepping up because, oh, man, that could be a beast.
Thornton and Porter stepping up. Both of them rookies, they're stepping up, which I like. I like that. But like I said, it's just T-shirt and helmets. We don't know anything until training camp that we get the pads on.
Yeah, definitely. But definitely good start. Good start.
Well, in the event, I'm glad what they did in the draft. Like I said, disappointed about Jenny, but now I see why they did that. I think this this administration, this regime right now, is taking a step forward, going back to the way the Rares used to be, playing hard, being physical, and not doing anything, not doing make dumb mistakes. We have a coach on the sideline that not going to sit like you said with the paperwork, like you know, what I do, what did I do, what I do. And then one guy say do this, another guy say do that. Say, well, which one? I don't know. Call
Yeah.
timeout.
Yeah. First drive of the second half. Like, damn.
No, come out the locker room, around the field, and run and call a timeout for the game even start. Like, dude, we can't do that.
Just run the play, man. Run the play.
Oh, man. And we got an offensive coordinator that's so creative. You know, it's not gonna be the Oregon look like Oregon. It's not gonna look like they did Ohio State. It's not gonna look like they did Philadelphia. Because each one of those teams that Chip Kelly was the head coach of, even though UCLA is the head coach, each one of the teams he was the head coach where they all looked the offense was different from each offense was different.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't the same vanilla offense. It was all different.
That's the difference in him and McDaniels. You know what I'm saying? Like McDaniels was setting his ways, that his way was going to work, that he didn't feel like he needed to change anything. But I respect that with Chip, because it's not always easy to go away from what you like to kind of do, you know, like what you're comfortable with. And to, you know, I like that he works around his players. He puts his players in the best position to do what they do.
Exactly.
So, and that's a good, you know, offensive mind right there, because it's all about getting your playmakers the ball.
And that's what Chip Kelly does. He allowed the quarterback to see the field. If Chip Kelly sends a play in, he don't send just one play in. He sends multiple plays in, and the quarterback would read that and see, this play might work better. Let me change this play right now. This is the number one play you're gonna run. Here's a backup play you're gonna run on two, and here's a third play just in case. So he's sending 3 plays in there. So the quarterback decide, because the best person to call a play is the guy the quarterback on the field, because he see how defense is setting up. Gino can read defense, so can AOC.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so they go out there and see the field, and he can change it up anytime he need to. He's not gonna change it because he want to. He's gonna change it when it needs to be done.
Yeah.
The Army didn't allow Carr to do that.
Mm-mm.
No, run this play because it will work. They keep running until it works. Well, it doesn't. We didn't work the first 15 times. We think I'll run the 16th time. Jesus Christ, man, change it up. So, but you know, that's how it is when you got to get a big ego.
Shout out to my guy 805, man. I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to start the adventures early today, man. But you know, but those days are over. 805, he is gone.
Yes, sir. Don't drink yet. Don't drink yet.
He is gone, and we get to pound the hell out of him for the first game of the season. It don't get better than that.
805. Wait till Adam Weller get that first sack against Drake May in the first game. Then we start drinking. Mm-hmm. What's up, Purple? The hardest working man in here. What's going on, brother?
Hey, what's up with Purple?
Purple said, Raiders just win, baby. That's what it is.
Let's go.
No matter how it takes.
Appreciate you tapping in, Purple.
Thanks for topping by, brother. It's like Madden said a while back. So we play dirty, so what you gonna do about it? I like we said that.
If you don't like it, do something about it.
Do about it.
That's the mentality now. Like, that's why I just want one more back. And that's why it would be cool if Zamir can just figure out some way to be running back 4, a strong running back 4, like that. When we're up and we don't want to bang our guys out and get them injured, Zamir, get in there and just get some first downs, man. Get 6 yards here, get 4 yards here, 5 yards. Just keep stacking it.
If he's still on the team, he might have a better chance this year because the line will be a lot better. When the offensive line is not getting pushed back anymore. Mm-hmm. You know, not with the anchor JPJ there. And then you got either Kappa or Meredith there. They're not getting pushed back anymore. These guys don't weigh 270 pounds. They weigh 300 something plus. So they're not getting just pushed back like Parham was. He was like 285 or something like that. He's not even, you know. Parham, I'm gonna give Parham a little heads up. If Jeff watching, will be pissed off at me. But Parham, he was good in the zone run because he's fast. Was good in the zone run. But when they go to power, so he got listed at 285. I think he's lighter than that, but he's 285. And he's the lightest guy on the line, you know, on the line. Because everybody's like 300 plus. They that, 15 pounds, if 15 pounds matter. Go against a guy that weigh 300 pounds against you. That 15 pounds doesn't matter. Plus, he's not that tall.
Yeah.
Let me see how tall is he. What is centimeters? Arm. Well, he's 6'3", Miller's 6'2". So yeah, he's got height, but it's the weight. It's that weight. Getting pushed around.
Chris, cross your fingers. We're trying to get the legend on. You'll see if he'll.
It'll fun. Yeah, I haven't had him on the show. Maybe you want to join us next Sunday? Was it next Sunday?
Yeah.
I think it has something to do this Sunday. I was going to tell you, I might have something to do something, but I don't think so. I think it's later in the day. So I'll keep you posted.
Okay.
Bring another co-host on because I'll keep you posted.
Hey, just put your PTO in. That's all you know.
Yeah, I don't have PTO no more. I ran that shit a long time ago. I use all my PTO up. Yeah.
Man.
Hey, she said, "Hey, Chris, you want PTO for the next 5 years?" Like, what? Really? 5 years?
Damn.
I gotta wait that long.
Man. Yeah. Hopefully, we all win the lotto. We don't have to work no more. We could just.
Yeah, I don't work no more anyway. I can't work, so I'm being subsidized. So,
man. Blessings, man, to everybody. I appreciate everyone for rolling through and great comments and questions.
Yes, sir. Yeah, thanks for guys for coming by. Nothing really happening in Raider camp right now. There's nothing going on to training camp. That's when the real fun starts.
Yeah, that's where I'm gonna, I know you are too. So we will be working in the back. While everyone's on break and vacation for right now, we will be, trying to see if we can get some stuff going.
Okay, I'm gonna very quick. So I was looking at they got a guy Quadri Ismail, tight end. You know how big this guy is? Take a walk guess how big this dude is.
Which one? Who is it?
Quadri Ismail. They picked up
6'7",
6'6".
Damn.
You're right.
215 pounds.
232 pounds.
All right. No.
So he's gonna be one of those guys down the field. He's big. He's tall.
Mm-hmm.
He's more of a, like I said, more of a receiving tight than anything else.
Damn.
And Thomas is 6'4", 260. And Thomas be more of the blocking. He can catch too. So we're good on tight ends. We had 7 of them. Why got so many? But yeah, we're good. I think we'll probably keep 4 tight ends.
Yeah. And I just want Michael Mayer because pretty much he's pretty fresh. Like he hasn't really, I feel like this will be his breakout season.
Yeah, he's good. He's good in blocking. He's 265, so he got that girth for that blocking. Pause is necessary. Anybody want to say something smart? I know they will. He got that girth, and he's a big dude, so he can block and he can catch the ball. I don't think Blower is going to be online blocking as much. He's going to be more like he don't block because he's a good blocker too, but he's going to be more of the down the field guy. Set those tight end screens up. He was a tight end screen guy.
Those bootlegs, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I say we keep 4. I say, of course, Bowers. I think we'll keep, of course, we're going to keep Mayer. But the third guy, I'm only going to keep Ishmael and keep Ian Thomas.
I was gonna say the same thing because, they were shorter, but I was like, I want to keep the tall cat over shorter. We can keep, what's his name? Ian Thomas and then the Quadri.
Well, short is 6'5", so he's not a little guy neither.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see how it lines up. I think they'll probably keep 4 tight ends because the sets that Chip Kelly's going to probably be running. 12 personnel. Maybe not. Maybe they've had 3 tight ends in at one time. We don't know.
Yeah.
Wait and see.
Imagine that in the running game would be raw with Genty and Mostert. Ooh.
We on at 10 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. I mean a.m., not p.m. a.m. Pacific time next Sunday.
Yeah.
So be happy for you to join us, give us your knowledge, which I do like.
Definitely. Yeah, if you have any, film you want to break down on anybody too, definitely bring it aboard, man. We're all with it. We definitely like your content and how you break everything down. So definitely.
I think I had. Do I have your IG account? I don't know about that. I think I do. Do you have his IG account?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's see you a link because we're not gonna let everybody come in. It's not that kind of show. But yeah.
It's not the Diddy podcast.
Not yet.
it's like hey.
Yeah. We got stock. We got stock boat on some baby oil because he bought all of it up to stock sale, so we don't have any stuff.
There's a 5-year shortage of baby oil, guys. So
poor babies out there dry butts because thanks to Diddy.
Thanks a lot, man. For shutting down all Walgreens and CVS's and.
Oh yeah, they're Rite down. The only place we have here in California is Rite Aid, and they're shutting down.
That's
like,
crazy.
Jesus, where am I getting my drugs from, man?
I thought it was just out here too, because out in the city,
they all of them now.
Mm-hmm.
All of them nationwide. Like, I thought they shutting down just a few. They shutting all of them down. I'm like, God damn it! Oh well, that's what happens when corporate greed takes over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, somebody's making money off this thing.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. Get back to us. Let us know.
It's all good.
Well, that being said, anything else you want to talk about, Jason? We pretty much covered everything.
Oh, man, just if anybody has the winning lotto ticket numbers for this week, just drop them in the DMs or, quickly in the chat. But other than that, I'm good.
All right. Well, hey, guys, thanks for coming in, Jason. Great show, as always. Thank you, Rundown, if you're still listening, for popping in our show, gave us some knowledge. Awesome.
Definitely. I'm saying thank you guys for tuning in, man. Appreciate it. I keep saying this, so I'm not going to say it. You know what I mean? You'll just see me. You'll see me, but you're always going to see me on Sundays. But yeah, we got some stuff. Like I said, I've been working on a lot of stuff behind the scenes, and yeah, so just know fun and exciting stuff to come. Me and Chris don't miss. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm working on my intros right now. I don't know if you saw my clip, but I tested it out, the intro.
Oh, in fact, I will check it out right after this too.
The beat and all that stuff. This is a rough cut. I'm still working on it.
Okay, I see you in the mix.
See, get my intro ready to go for my show. I do my show.
Yeah, and then I showed you some of the things, some of the pics and stuff like that. I'm gonna use towards the video.
Yeah, got some nice ones. I like those.
Yeah, buddy. So nation, we building for the season. We in training camp too. We in OTAs too.
Pretty much.
Getting bigger, getting better, getting stronger, getting faster.
Yep.
More efficient.
All right. Well, I might gotta run to a little boys' room, so I'm gonna say goodbye, chat. Good. See you later, Jason.
Yes, sir. Until the next one. Like I said, if I pop up or anything like that, I'll send you. Or you'll get it anyway. So
yeah, okay.
We'll pop that up. Nation, right. Appreciate y'all. Stay strong. Stay ready. Let's go.
Bye.
Outro.